The following is a presentation of Bounce TV Sports.
Miles College, the Iron City's most successful program the last 3 years, humbled last week, losing to a winless team. Now the Golden Bears scramble to retool their offense and give alumni and fans a sweet-sounding end to homecoming. In their way, Kentucky State bounce. Homecoming our way. The Thoroughbreds from Frankfort, Kentucky made their way to Fairfield, Alabama. And yes, the beef franks are on the grill and hot fish being fried up for Homecoming 2013. So hot, you got to put a little water on the grill to cool it off. Miles College hosting Kentucky State Thoroughbreds at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium in Fairfield, Alabama. Hello, everybody. I'm James Verrett along with Ryan Stewart. And for the second week in a row, the smell vision is incredible, fans at home. And Ryan, what have you seen so far here at Miles College?
Hopefully the players on the field can stay focused better than I am, because I've got food heavily on my mind right now.
All right, a little bit after the game, we'll get to the tailgating. Now for the homestanding Miles College Golden Bears, they're trying to rebound from a road loss at Central State, and they're led by a guy who brings English to the defense.
Jelante English, an incredible football player, a little small in size, standing right around 5'9", 180 pounds. He's the leader on the field and also leads the SIAC with 10 tackles per game. The core of the linebackers are a little weak, but he makes them extremely strong.
For the visitors, Kentucky State Thoroughbreds, they are led by a run game that's just like their mascot, the Thoroughbreds. They run, run, run.
And Jacquez Lockett is the real thoroughbred out of the duel that they'll use. He stands about 6'2", 230 pounds, leads the SIAC in rushing in so many categories. He's got the aggressive style where he'll break 1 or 2 tackles and then get down the field, and he's a little dinged up, but that's allowed Justin Williams to get some carries and do the job when he's not on the field. He's a preseason first-team player, 5'10", 190 pounds. He's the scat back. Patient runner, waits on his O-line, and when the time is right, he bursts through the line of scrimmage and makes plays. He'll also play running back, slot receiver, and Z receiver to help this team with his talents on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, offense and defense will take center stage for homecoming game, but all of the fans have been enjoying tailgating on a wonderful evening. Coming up next, Kentucky State Miles College, homecoming right here on Bounce.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but yourself right. So you work harder, drive stronger, and before you know it, you didn't just beat the game.
Who is that? Don't know, but he's going places.
You changed it.
Hey, son, ready for the interview?
I got this.
Introducing the 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
You know what they say.
It's Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin, and by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. And the beautiful waterfall, you see Kentucky State's bus. They may be the lunch or late dinner for the homecoming fans, and you see all of the tailgating here on Miles College campus, right here in the hamlet of Fairfield, Alabama, right outside of the Iron City of Birmingham. Ready for the official coin toss. Our head referee today is Terrence Lamar. We also have Jeffrey Wills, Sam McKenzie, and Bernard Jones, Kenneth Grisby, Tony Williams, Martin Morgan, and Alvin Boyle. And for Miles College, they have a number of injuries, getting a few guys back, but they are down by as many as 10. But Mr. Graves is back in full effect. Floyd Graves from Newton, Mississippi. You see his numbers. 45 rushes, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Ryan, he is key if they want to try to run the football.
He's key, and he's very important to get in the flow of the offense for things to work for that offense. He's a guy that can break the big play and also continue to move the chains when they need that short yardage.
Miles College won the coin toss and have deferred to the second half. You see the head coach for Miles, Reginald Ruffin, in his 3rd season on campus and has done a masterful job. 2011 SIAC champion, just to name one of the few things that he has done here since he's come on campus.
He's very excited about his ball club. He knows that they're young, and he's trying to make them a more disciplined football team when it comes to backing off of penalties. But he's a guy that's very excited about the future of this program.
And for Kentucky State, the Thoroughbreds in an interim role, Joshua Dean. He just came on board last year as a defensive coordinator role, and after they made a coaching change, he's done a masterful job, 4-2 so far this year.
Interim tag right now, but maybe in the foreseeable future that interim tag will be removed because he's had such an electric start to the season after a very disappointing season last year. He's a coach that says, I'm going to try to establish the run and stop them from running the ball and let them focus on passing and get them in long distance when it comes to 3rd and long to get them off the field offensively.
This is an important game in the SIAC Western Division. You see Tuskegee undefeated in conference play. They're the reigning champions. Kentucky State and Miles, along with Lane and Stillman, all with 1 loss, trying to keep pace with the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
Nothing like head-to-head competition. If we win, we go up and you go down. If you win, we go down and you go up.
We're moments away from kicking off Homecoming 2013 here on the campus of Miles College. Jason Costi will be the kicker. Back deep, Jakar Turner and Jeremy Lewis. And Turner will take it at his own 6. Has some room to run, gets out to the 20, may have gotten down to about the 22-yard line. Good tackle made by Arenza Johnson Jr., 16-yard return to open offense for the Thoroughbreds.
Turner wasn't so close up prior to the kick, he wouldn't have had to float backwards to catch the kick, and he might have had more of a significant gain on that kickoff return.
Impact players for the Thoroughbreds, it's simple. Their rushing attack is spectacular. Lockett and Williams.
Got the pound back that's big in size, and Jacquees Lockett, and Justin Williams is the scat back that reads his blocks extremely well.
Started off in an I, but they moved the fullback to the tight end position. Give to Williams. He breaks the line of scrimmage. Patient ball hit the ground. Possible fumble situation. Looks like he fell on top of it, but they'll see the official call. Miles College recovers. Justin Farrell. And right away, the Golden Bears have a short field to work from. Good job by their defense.
Kentucky State's talked about eliminating the mistakes. You've got a defensive lineman that does what he's supposed to do, which is put his hands on the ball, pulled the arm, and the ball came out. A terrible start for Kentucky State offensively, turning the ball over on the very first play.
Now the Golden Bears working from the Thoroughbreds' 24-yard line. Going to try to run that spread option, and they do with a freshman running back in Jamarius Nance from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. He's brought down by Jermaine Graham. 12-yard gain. They're using 2 new running backs.
2 new running backs due to injuries, and you've got a quarterback that did a very good job on the read option just now, putting the ball out to the running back, giving him the best opportunity.
You see the impact players, Floyd Graves and Jamarius Nance. Once again, good speed. It's Emmett Terry on the carry for Miles College, the redshirt sophomore from McCalla, Alabama.
Terry did a good job of seeing a little daylight and using his burst of speed to get through that line of scrimmage. Very positive gain for the Golden Bears.
They're going to stay with Graves and Terry in the backfield. And it looked like a broken play. David Thomas, the quarterback, takes it on his own, and he may have gained 1 yard, may a half yard short of the first down. It gets down to about the 4-yard line.
Clearly miscommunication in the backfield between the running backs and the quarterback just now. Quarterback did the best that he could to get some positive yards on the play.
David Thomas from Opelika, Alabama, a 5th-year senior, was granted an extra year of eligibility right before they started the season. Thomas looking to throw. Flag is thrown and incomplete. Pass intended for Antonio Pitts.
Thomas decided to go up top just now on that play because he knew it was a waste down because of the flag.
Our head referee today, Terrence Lamar.
Offside on your defense, number 55, half a distance, first down. Third down.
Deshaun Ross, the young man on that infraction for the offsides. So now it's 1st and goal from the 2. Graves and Terry stay in the backfield. Give to Terry. Touchdown, Golden Bears. 2-yard touchdown run, Emmett Terry.
Emmett Terry's not the biggest back, but he's got a lot of speed. Off tackle play. Emmett Terry sees the hole and finds the end zone. His knee might have touched down prior to getting across the line of scrimmage just now, James.
All runs on that drive, the point after attempt. He's got it. With 13:24 left to play, Miles College is proving that homecoming is the right recipe for victory. Terry with a short run to get them on the scoreboard first.
Listen, baby.
Cheering on their Golden Bears and Emmett Terry, the Golden Bear who gets on the scoreboard first. 4 plays, 24 yards, capped off by Emmett's 2-yard touchdown run. Only took a minute, 16 seconds, but it was led by their good defense.
Thanks to a early fumble on behalf of Kentucky State. The drive didn't take that long. They got the ball in Kentucky State's red zone. So typically when you get it down there and you've got fresh legs, you find the end zone fairly quickly.
Costi kicking deep to Turner. Turner trying to find a hole, finds nothing but a sea of purple, brought down at about the 17-yard line. Justin Farrell leading the way for the Golden Bears, another 16-yard return. Let's go down to the third member of our broadcast team, Doug Stewart.
Guys, a big momentum shift early in this game as Miles College gets a turnover and scores on their very first possession. Coach Reggie Rushman talked about getting breaks to go their way after the tough loss last week to Central State. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot. And they haven't had a lot of turnovers so far this season for the Golden Bears, and now they're starting to get them, and that helps their offense.
You definitely like it when you get a short field, James.
Williams, this time he does hold on to the football, able to gain about 2 yards.
Off tackle play, but the Miles College defensive line did a good job of going down the line of scrimmage and making sure there was no daylight for Williams to find.
Joe Beckman on the tackle, coming from the strong safety position. For Kentucky State, this is not a team that likes to throw it around. They want to be patient and get the run game. You see their lineup, a lot of linemen, one back. Quick throw and catch, and quickly wrapped up by Farrell. Troy Churchill on the reception, and Farrell doing a good job on special teams and also at defense.
Quick pass play to the receiver on the line of scrimmage. You snap the ball, quarterback throws it straight out to the wide receiver Troy Churchill, and that's really an extension of a handoff as the running game, but it is a pass.
3rd and 6. Go with a 4 wide receiver set with 3 on the far side. Robinson looking to throw and throws it out of bounds, getting some pressure. Providing that pressure, Brayshawn Jones, one of their reserve linebackers.
Pressure from the defensive line by Brayshawn Jones, and the quarterback realizes that he's got to get rid of it, so he throws it away and saves a sack. It's a very smart play on behalf of Kentucky State.
Miles College will run the 3-4, so you'll see some linebackers lining up in that defensive end position, but they all want to provide pressure. Cameron Lee, our punter. And Lee kicks this one short. Alexion Stewart trying to come up, and he picks up the football, fumbles the football out of bounds. Great play, dangerous play from Alexion Stewart.
Coach is probably telling him right now on the sideline, Alexion, do not do that again. That is almost looked upon as a sin in the coaching world for a punt returner. And he sees daylight, and he realizes that no one from Kentucky State's in front of him, so if he can get his hands on it, he might be able to make a play, but it's a very, very chancy play that he shouldn't take.
17-yard punt, 16-yard return. David Thomas looking to throw. Has a receiver. Touchdown, Golden Bears. Delarius Webb, the tight end, with his first touchdown of the year. 27 yards, the Golden Bears score again.
Coach D for Kentucky State told us that he wants to make Miles College throw the ball on him. They're attempting to stop the run that they have. Well, if he's going to be throwing the ball to wide open tight ends like Webb just now, it could be a long day for the Thoroughbreds.
Kick is up and no good. With 11:41 left to play, it is a sea of purple and gold and royalty on offense. Pitch and catch. Touchdown, 13-0 right here on Bounce.
Now anyone can feel like royalty in the premium Nissan.
Welcome back to HBCU football on Bounce. Miles College with a 13-0 lead. 11:41 left to play. Homecoming 2013 right here in Fairfield, Alabama. From the executive producer of Martin and the creator of the Jamie Foxx Show comes an all-new original series, My Crazy Roommate, every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, only on Bounce TV.
Got a 13-0 start by the Golden Bears, James, and Kentucky State's here at homecoming looking for revenge. Last year, they lost to Miles 45-0, and it looks like the Golden Bears are on their way to trying to do the same thing.
And so far for Miles College, that last touchdown pass was their 4th touchdown pass this season.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's been a long time. They're looking for a lot of points. Once again, Miles kicking off to the Thoroughbreds. Turner from inside his 10, and he'll stay inside his 20, as once again, Justin Farrell showing that he could get a homecoming MVP. 7 yards on the return. He's getting a lot of special team tackles.
Justin Farrell doing the best thing that he can do, sprint down the field as fast as he can, keeping his line or his shoulders squared to the line of scrimmage and shuffling down the field to make a play. It's tough making open field tackles like that on special teams, James.
Especially when you're also playing on defense.
Exactly.
It's go time if you're Kentucky State right now, down 13 points. The vaunted rushing attack yet to make an impact. Give to Lockett. Lockett on the outside. Here's the rushing attack of the Thoroughbreds. Jacquees Lockett showing that he's one of the best backs in the SIAC.
Coach talked about his ability to break tackles and make sure that the ball is in the right hand on the out of bounds line and using his free arm for a stiff arm. So sounds like it's an inside lead play just now, but he bounced it out, used the stiff arm on 2 different defenders, and kept it up the sideline. Very good play by Lockett.
Big back who stands at 6'2", 230 pounds from Fulton, Kentucky. You see his numbers, 121 yards a carry. He leads in 4 categories. Once again, they give to Lockett. He breaks the line of scrimmage. May have gained 1, possibly 2 yards. A host of purple jerseys right there to drag him down.
Lockett is the aggressive running back of the 2 that we'll see the Thoroughbreds use in today's ball game. He's a guy that really attempts to break tackles when it comes to first contact and second contact from the defense.
3-yard gain for Jacquees Lockett. Talked to Coach on how did you recruit a kid who's 6'2", 230. He said, I didn't even recruit him. I coached against him when I was at Fort Valley, but he's done a very good job for the Thoroughbreds so far in his career. Lockett finds a hole, enough for the first down. Joe Beckham with a possible touchdown-saving tackle.
Good job by the offensive line by getting good low pad level, opening up a hole for Jacquees Lockett to come through, and it was wide enough for a truck to come through. And Lockett, almost the size of a truck, made his way to have a good positive gain.
9 yards, get them out to the 46-yard line. Going to stay in the eye. They break it down as the fullback goes to the line of scrimmage. Once again, Lockett, and this time he is met by a number of purple jerseys leading the way. Jelante English.
Jelante English getting the play behind the line of scrimmage just now. Got a little dinged up on the play, and he's coming off the field now.
Along with Brandon Smith. Helmet came off. He has to sit out of play. Part of the new rules in the NCAA. Safety first for the players.
Thoroughbreds doing a good job of establishing a drive to kind of get things back on track.
Turner in motion. Robinson looking to throw to Turner. Finds Turner, but he drops the football. Alexion Stewart right there to apply pressure to Turner, along with Anthony Powell.
It was a well-ran reel route by Turner, running to the flats and turning the ball up the sideline. Quarterback got the ball there, but the contact made the ball dislodge when he got hit.
Now a third down. This defense would love nothing else but to pitch their second consecutive shutout against the Thoroughbreds. They did it last year with a 45-0 shellacking at Kentucky State. Robinson. Catch is made. Will they call it a catch? Troy Churchill with the catch, and he is about 2 yards short. Alexander Francois right there to knock him out. A 7-yard gain brings up 4th down.
Good timing pattern, but it just wasn't enough for a first down, and it looked like Thoroughbreds are going to decide to punt the football.
Joshua Dean right now trying to keep his team engaged as they trail by 13. They're not out of this game, but you definitely want to see the offense do a little bit more if you're a Thoroughbred fan.
A lot of football to be played.
Cameron Lee to punt, back deep, Alexion Stewart. And this time Lee gets off a good punt. Stewart's going to try to run it from inside his 10. Not a smart move as a host of white jerseys led by Angelo Foreman there to wrap him up. 41-yard punt, 2 yards return with 8:20 left to play in the first quarter. It's been all Miles College as they try to fight their way for a homecoming win.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but
big things are happening at Miles College. Not only are they having homecoming, a little construction going on, but Ryan, they have a little bit more. They have special guests that come on campus, right?
They have special guests, and Doug Stewart on the sidelines will tell us about it.
Guys, recently Bill Cosby was in the Magic City, and while he was here, he talked to the Miles College football team, and only as Bill Cosby can do it with fun and excitement, he talked about some of his experiences playing football. Number one, Cosby said, know your assignment, and if you don't know, go to the coach and say, I need help. There's always somebody who knows the play. You don't want to bother people when they say break, and you come out and say, where do I go? You're not doing your team any good. That's in football and in life. He left the team with 2 rallying cries, courage and make it happen. Now, these players weren't even born at the height of Cosby's career, but Coach Ruffin said they were very attentive and just knew that they were in the presence of greatness. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot. And Dr. George T. French Jr. instrumental in bringing Bill Cosby on campus to rally the troops.
He's a guy that's very inspirational when it comes to speaking. He goes around the country talking to colleges all the time.
And this time the defense for Kentucky State right there to wrap up the rushing game. 3-yard loss. Terry Horton on the tackle.
Terry Horton shot the line as the linebacker made a play behind the line of scrimmage. That's how you want to start things off on first down.
Horton is the pulse of the defense, according to Josh Dean. And for David Thomas, he's trying to rally his team, trying to solidify the starting position. He is a 2-time All-SIAC performer, but so far this year has not had a stellar day. Thomas with the throw, incomplete, intended for Antonio Pitts. Jermaine Graham on the coverage.
Pitts was dragging across the field, James, wide open, but Thomas couldn't have the patience to get him there. When you're in the red zone, especially in the end zone, quarterbacks want to get that ball out of their hands so fast sometimes that they'll blow an assignment and miss a wide open receiver.
Now the Golden Bears looking at 3rd and 13 from their own 4-yard line. You see their third down conversion so far this year. Not impressive at all, less than 40%.
Look for the Thoroughbreds to bring some heat on this play, James.
And they do bring the blitz. Throw and catch. Finds Pitts. Gets out to about the 17. Make it the 21-yard line. Enough for the first down. Graham on the tackle. And the second effort helps Pitts out.
Quarterback read the blitz just now. Had a good play. Used his blockers to make sure that he could get the ball out of his hands. Found the open receiver for a first down.
16 yards on the pitch and catch. Thomas to Pitts. First down from the 21. Fakes it to Terry, throws it to Pitts. He has a lot of room to run out to about the 37-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds by Graham. Another first down, 17-yard gain. Antonio Pitts, the hot receiver.
Quarterback faked the replay just now and came outside the tackle box like he was going to run the ball. Wide open Pitts standing there waiting for the reception. Caught it for a good gain.
Send Pitts in motion. They give to Terry. This time, not a large gain. He only gets about 2 or 3. Terry Horton right there on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds.
Regular dive play just now. David Thomas just hands the ball to the running back, and he goes right between the center and the guard.
They're going to go with 4 wide receivers on the far side. Thomas finds Terry on a quick screen play, but the Thoroughbreds right there to wrap him up. Jeremy Lewis able to snuff out the screen.
Emmett Terry was in the 3rd spot when it comes to the wide receivers, and it was a little bubble screen where you throw it to number 3 and he bounces outside of number 2, but the Thoroughbreds was there to contain the play.
Kentucky State defense trying to stiffen a key 3rd down. Remember, last 3rd down they were able to convert. This is the 7th play of the drive.
Kentucky State's defense is a very good secondary back there.
Finds Terry, and he is quickly wrapped up. Good open field tackle once again. Terry Horton able to make the play. Young man from Polk County, Florida. 1-yard loss for the Golden Bears.
Terry Horton did a good job of sniffing that play out early and running down the line of scrimmage to make another tackle for no gain.
For the first time this evening, we'll see Brandon Carney, the punter for Miles College.
Coach Dean believes in the second 7 in the back of his defense when it comes to their speed and their knowledge to cover pass plays.
Lewis with fair catch. And he will take it at the 31-yard line. And the battle for the throne is coming. Tickets are on sale now for the Centennial SIAC Football Championship on Saturday, November 16th at 7 p.m. at Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta. To purchase your tickets in advance, visit thesiac.com to buy your tickets now.
Terry Horton's been all over this defensive side of the field. Had a game-high 12 tackles last week and 1.5 sacks. He's the guy that's going to get his name called all throughout the course of today's broadcast.
Robinson gives to Lockett, and Lockett goes nowhere fast. Roderick Holloman leading the way for the Golden Bears.
Golden Bears defensive line doing a good job of not giving up much ground when it comes to an offensive line from the Thoroughbreds that's trying to push them back.
Jaquise Lockett a little banged up from last week's game against Fort Valley, but he's been able to play and play strong. The defense for Miles, outstanding so far in the first quarter, pitching a shutout. Lockett on the cutback, trying to find a hole. He does. Able to gain some yards. That was a nowhere play, but he was able to make something out of nothing. Francois on the tackle.
Coaches want their running backs to run north and south, not east and west, like he did just now. However, Lockett had no daylight at the line of scrimmage to go north and south. So he bounced the play back to the weak side of the defense and got a positive gain.
Nice cutback for Jacquees Lockett. 3rd and 6. Gonna go with 4 wide. Check that, 5 wide. Trying to find someone. Incomplete pass intended for Justin Williams, but Justin Farrell once again trying to make a big play and does.
Great read by Justin Farrell. As he backpedaled, he saw the quarterback stop on his 3rd step. He knew the pass was coming, and he broke up that pass. Good recognition by the defensive back, Farrell.
Sort of reversal of fortune. This is the 2nd consecutive 3 and out for Kentucky State. Miles College defense playing well. Lee on the punt. Fife on the return. Nick Williams on the tackle for the Thoroughbreds. 33-yard punt, 2-yard return.
Good job by Fife watching the ball all the way in, even though there was pressure by the Thoroughbreds coming down the field on the punt return, or on the punting team.
Special teams will play a part in this game in a major way. For interim coach Josh Dean, 3 punts, 1 turnover, and they're down by 13. For Miles College, things are looking bright. Quickly trying to give to their running back, but once again, Mr. Horton, Hot Horton, is right there to make a play.
Very aggressive play by Terry Horton just now. Just talked about him last week having 12 tackles and a sack and a half. He's a guy that runs up and down the line of scrimmage, and he doesn't mind taking plays head on like that, getting behind the line of scrimmage.
5-yard loss, make it 2nd and 15. Thomas with some time, trying to find someone, can't. Looks like he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Lindell Simon right there to wrap him up.
David Thomas couldn't make his mind up just now, whether to throw the ball, continue to stay in the pocket and look down the field, or to run the ball and try to get a gain, because they were looking at 2nd and long.
They will give him 1 yard on the keeper, which will make it 3rd down and 15. Thomas getting pressure. Thoroughbred had him wrapped up, but unable to make the sack. Deshaun Ross right there to provide pressure to Thomas.
Big Deshaun Ross was not going to be denied getting across the line of scrimmage just now and putting pressure on David Thomas. Thomas did the right thing by throwing the ball down the field so there wouldn't be a sack and a loss on the play.
Reginald Ruffin obviously did not like the way that series wrapped up. Brandon Carney to punt. Carney gets off a good punt. Lewis, and he is quickly wrapped up. Justin Williams right there leading the way for the Golden Bears. 35-yard punt, -1 yard return. Let's go down to Doug Stewart with more. Doug?
Guys, I'm on the sideline, and defensive coordinator McKinney stressed to the guys to gang tackle on Lockett. As you see, he's had a couple of runs, but they've been able to contain him, and that's exactly what they're doing, gang tackling. Back to you.
You don't want Lockett to get started, and the Golden Bears are doing a good job of keeping him contained, as Doug talked about just now.
Jacquees Lockett has some room to run, able to get a few yards, about 6 or 7. Roderick Holloman there on the tackle, and this is what makes him the best running back in the SIAC. When he finds a hole, it's go time.
It's definitely go time, and just now, number 22 for Miles College, Terrell Kinder, did a good job of holding the point of attack to make sure that Lockett didn't have a seam to run down the field. Good job. You got to hold your ground. Allow the defense time to get there and make the tackle.
2nd and 3. Lockett, the big back, barrels his way forward for a first down for the Thoroughbreds. 5-yard carry. Simpson on the tackle.
Here comes the load down the field, and Lockett, Jacquizz Lockett's going to make sure that he's going upfield and challenging the defense to lower their shoulders and try to bring him down. Were the Golden Bears just helping him up off the ground? That's unheard of.
Sportsmanship.
No.
It's homecoming.
No.
Everybody's happy.
It's a no-no, James.
Lockett slips, able to gain 1, possibly 2 yards. Brandon Smith right there to lay on top of him.
Brandon Smith, big young man, 6 foot, 271 pounds. This defensive line of the Golden Bears are doing a very good job of holding the point of attack, not giving up any ground to the Thoroughbreds offensive line.
You see the numbers on Lockett. 6 rushes, 41 yards. His average is 6.9. That's why you keep giving him the ball.
And here comes Justin Williams, a good chase, a good change of pace running back when Jacquizz Lockett is not on the field.
Williams finds a hole. Able to get enough for the first down and more. He drags a couple of purple jerseys with him. First down into Miles territory, 11-yard gain.
Williams just now channeled his inner Jacquizz Lockett at the end of that play by keeping his legs moving. A very good jump cut behind the line of scrimmage, allowing him to get an extra 10 yards. Look at that. Very good play, and as he's made contact with the defense, kept his legs moving to push the pile, even though he's the smaller back of the two.
Just stands 5'9", 190, but he packs a punch, slips, ball is loose. Smart play by Chad Reeves, able to fall on top of it for the Thoroughbreds. Roderick Holloman was right there to smack that ball loose for Miles.
Got to hold on to the ball. Sometimes when running backs get out in the open field after coming through the line of scrimmage, they get a little loosey-goosey with the ball.
And we come to the end of 1 quarter. We have seen a lot of flavor and fanfare, but it's been Miles College with a 13-0 lead. HBCU football on Bounce.
Monday on an all-new breakdown.
And the lovely court of Miles College. The Queen and her court along with the attendants. This is part of the flavor of Miles College Homecoming 2013. James Verrett, Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart roaming the sidelines. HBCU football on Bounce.
Current drive for the Thoroughbreds, James, in 5 plays, all running plays, 24 yards, and big Mr. Jacquizz Lockett, 3 carries and 14 yards on this drive.
And you see the quarter numbers. In the second quarter, they outscore people 70-17, and it's because of this man right here, Jacquizz Lockett. His knee touches the ground. Roderick Holloman right there to make sure that knee stays on the ground, but not before he gains 2 yards to bring up a 3rd down situation.
The Thoroughbreds are doing a good job of running that dive play, running a lead play, and basically they're setting up a play-action pass that probably will be open when they decide to go to it later on in today's ball game.
See the numbers. He's a little bit over halfway to 100 yards. His average is 121 per game. Already 5 yards a carry. 4 wide receivers set, 3 on the far side. Justin Williams in as the lone back in the backfield. Robinson, screen, and he drops the football. Justin Williams had a lot of open field, but not able to hold on.
A beautifully set up screenplay by the Thoroughbreds just now. Robinson stepped back. Williams blocked initially and released out wide open for at least 12 to 15 yards if he could have secured the catch.
Have to catch it first.
Have to catch it first, James. Doesn't work any other way.
Fife back deep. Lee, the punter. Cameron Lee from Frankfurt. And he kicks a boomer out of the back of the end zone.
He's a big one.
With a big leg.
With a big leg.
Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who has a little bit more. Doug.
Guys, at most HBCUs, homecoming is a big deal. A real big deal. And this week at Miles College was no different at all. They kicked it off this past Sunday with crowning a new homecoming queen, the SGA inauguration, Spirit Day, talent show, a bonfire, a hot wing eating contest, scavenger hunt, school-sponsored skate party, comedy show, a step show, concert, the game today, and to top it off, these folks are going to shoot fireworks off tonight. Guys, I'm tired of just even talking about Miles homecoming. Back to you.
Thanks a lot. That's a lot going on. Denzel Veal on the carry, the young man from Lithonia, Georgia. 10 yards on the carry, one of those young running backs, just a true sophomore.
Miles College changing the pace of things by going quick snap after a play.
Jacob Bennett on the reception, another first down for Miles College, going with a faster pace, just like you said, Ryan.
I like the idea of them picking the tempo up to continue to put pressure on the Thoroughbreds with a 13-point lead.
15 yards on the throw and catch from for Thomas. Give to Veal. Veal once again getting large chunks of yardage. The young man only stands 5'9", 180. Eric Rawls right there for the tackle for the Thoroughbreds.
A good job of David Thomas with the read option, allowing the ball to stay in the pocket of Veal just now and giving it to him because he saw daylight for the running back.
And you see Miles, they've already surpassed what they've done in most first halves during the game. 14 points all the entire first quarters for the all games combined. So far today, they've already got 13 points, trying to add on to it.
I see a Golden Bear offense that's really in sync with what they're trying to do offensively with Coach Ruffin.
3-yard loss on the last play makes a 3rd down and 3. And looks like a free play. Thomas throw and catch. Catch made. Ernest Bell, touchdown, Miles College.
There's a flag on the play, James, but I think it's a heads-up play by the quarterback, realizing that the defense came across the line of scrimmage prior to the snap, and he had a waist down to throw away, and he threw it deep.
Redshirt freshman Ernest Bell, 48-yard touchdown reception, his first touchdown of the season, and Miles is trying to blow it wide open.
Simply smart football. You come across that line of scrimmage before we snack it, we've got to play to waste, and we're going for it all. Good recognition by the quarterback and Ernest Bell, the receiver.
Point after attempt is good. 12:50 left to play in the second quarter, and just like they say, it's deja vu all over again, because 20-0 is your score, and Miles College is enjoying homecoming 2013. Today's game is brought to you by Gillette. Sensitive skin demands precision equipment. Fusion Pro Glide is Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin. And by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 next generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. Wonderful scene on the campus of Miles College. Over 200 tents that I've counted, and that's what we can see. 20-0 is your score. Golden Bears with the homecoming lead.
The Golden Bears scored on a free play just now because the Thoroughbreds jumped off sides. Last week in their victory, they had 125 yards of penalty plays.
Free ball off the Pooch kick. Miles College recovers the loose ball.
Talk about kicking them while they're down.
Michael Ross with the fumble recovery, and Miles is trying to put the nail in the coffin early, and Joshua Dean is like, oh no, here we go again.
The Thoroughbreds never expected it. As the ball was being kicked, they were backing up, trying to set up their kickoff return, and what an incredibly smart call by Coach Ruffin and the Golden Bears.
Now the question is, did the defender, Alexion Stewart, touch the receiver before he had an opportunity to catch the football?
It looked like he got pounded prior to touching that football just now. The Golden Bears were very aggressive with that onside kick just now.
Looks like it was close. And you see Reginald Ruffin, the head coach for the Golden Bears, trying to plead his case. Now, referees today: Terrence Lamar, Jeffrey Willis, Sam McKenzie, Bernard Jones, Kenneth Grisby, Tony Williams, Martin Morgan, and Alvin Royale. And let's see.
It definitely travels 10 yards. And I don't know, I think he was hit after he touched the ball.
We got kick catch interference on your blue team.
And Coach Ruffin is not happy about that, but just like you said, this was a bang play.
Alexion Stewart, they're saying he got there before the receiver had a chance to field the ball. I see it a little differently, but they don't pay me to referee the games.
And that gives Reginald Ruffin time to ponder what other special play can I come up with. And for the Thoroughbreds, it gives them new life as they trail by 20 points.
You've got to be ready for everything, and the Thoroughbreds were not ready just now for that onside kick. Very good, edgy call by Coach Ruffin.
And they will add 15 to the spot of the ball, which will make it 1st and 10 inside Golden Bear territory at the 39. Check that, the 34.
K-State with a wonderful opportunity to put some points on the board in the second quarter.
Robinson gives, Lockett. Flag is thrown, possibly a hold by the receiver. Francois on the tackle.
The Thoroughbreds continuing to feed Lockett towards the line of scrimmage between the center and the tackle.
On your offense, number 16, 10-yard foul from the spot.
Right now, Kentucky State's doing more to hurt themselves than help themselves.
Another penalty. Something that Coach Dean talked about when we met with him on yesterday, teaching the team not to hurt themselves throughout the course of a ball game.
Dean, a former San Diego State defensive back, spent time at Fort Valley State before going to Kentucky State. When they made a coaching change, he became the interim coach in the spring of this year and has guided his team to a 4-2 record.
Said his team hasn't played the perfect game yet, and when they do, they'll be scary.
Lockett, nice spin move, able to push his way forward. You see the strong legs of Jacquees Lockett.
A lot of strength in the 230-pound Jacquees Lockett, and you saw the muscle just now as he moved the pile for about 5 yards after they made first contact.
Second down. Call it long. Kentucky State trying to get in the red zone for the first time this afternoon. 4 punts, 3 drives of 4 plays and less. That's a lot of 3 and outs, Ryan.
A lot of 3 and outs. You can't win ball games that way.
Give to Williams. Williams finds a hole, gets all of those yards back, plus Roderick Holloman on the tackle, make it a 6-yard gain for Justin Williams.
We talked about Jacquees Lockett being the pound and ground running back, and Williams changing the pace up. Did a good job of bouncing that ball outside of the tackle just now and getting a good positive gain. It's always good for an offense to have that 1-2 punch combination in the backfield with their running backs.
3rd down 8. Ball at the Golden Bear 32. Robinson gives to Williams. He has some room on the far side of the field, but the quick Miles defense able to wrap him up to make the tackle. Joe Beckham right there to wrap him up.
The fullback Morris Collins did a very good job just now of holding on to his block to try to give Williams a little daylight. Watch Collins right here. Got the linebacker driving him back. Williams tried to cut inside of him, but the Golden Bears had a lot of people in the area.
And looks like Kentucky State will call a timeout to think it over as they look at a 4th and 6 from the Golden Bear 30-yard line. When we come back, we'll see if the Thoroughbreds from Frankfort, Kentucky can get on the scoreboard as they trail 20-0. Bounce football our way.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for, not to prove them wrong, but...
And you see the purple machine of Miles College. 20-0 is your score. HBCU football on Bounce. Wesley Snipes is tracking a White House homicide to the first family's front door in murder at 1600. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, only on Bounce TV.
Big fourth down play for the Thoroughbreds here, James.
Robinson looking to throw and catch, good! First down for the Thoroughbreds. Joe Beckham on the tackle, good reception by James Happy, and I know he's happy for that one. He has to leave the field for one play. 21 yards on the pitch and catch.
Happy's dragging across the field. Quarterback just trying to stall and give him a little bit of time to clear. And what a very good play. Threw it a little bit behind him, but Happy made the adjustment to secure the catch. Possibly the biggest first down that the Thoroughbreds received all game so far.
Now look at that first and goal from the 10.
By yourself, number 4.
Give to Lockett, and he is flipped on his head, but not before he gains a couple of yards. Holloman on the tackle.
Roderick Holloman did a good job of mowing down Lockett as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage. When you got a back that size, what you have to do is get low on him to take his legs out, and that's what he just did.
And we have a player down, but you see Lockett. You got to hit him low.
Got to hit him low. You hit him up in his chest, you better buckle your seatbelt and get ready for the ride as he takes you down the field.
And Chad Reeves is leaving. Looks like that shoulder is giving him some trouble. 6'5", 300-pound junior from East St. Louis, Illinois.
He's a big man, James, and right now he's playing through the pain of that shoulder injury.
Second and goal from the 9. Lockett finds a hole and goes through it, able to get down to about the 5-yard line. Let's go down to Doug Stewart. Doug?
Even explain to you the chatter on the sideline about gang tackling Jacquees Lockett. He's a big back, a huge back, bigger than some of the defensive ends. Kind of an old school back like a Bo Jackson, Marcus Dupree, or Herschel Walker. Not like today's scat backs that plays in these spread offenses. Guys, back to you.
Thanks a lot. Crucial third down. 0-5 today are the Thoroughbreds in third down situations. Robinson to throw, looking for his fullback, Mo Collins from Flint, Michigan, short armed. He got a little alligator arms right there.
I mean, he's a fullback, James, and it's a tough catch to make, even if you're a wide receiver. Mo Collins couldn't stretch out just now to make the play. He releases out into the flats. It's good coverage, but the quarterback put the ball in an area where he could get to it. Just wasn't quite long enough. Big man was moving just now.
Cameron Lee with the field goal attempt. 23 yards. And he finds some success. The young man from Frankfort, Kentucky, gets the Thoroughbreds on the scoreboard with 8:38 left to play. Miles 20, Kentucky State 3. Homecoming 2013 on the campus of Miles College here at Albert J. Sloan Alumni Stadium. A wonderful afternoon for football and a packed house of purple and gold of Miles College alumni and fans. Now the visiting team, the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds, come from Frankfort, Kentucky, and joining me now is the athletic director, Dr. Denisha Hendricks. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Well, 1997, you guys joined the SIAC.
Yes.
Won a football championship, and your athletic program is growing. Am I correct?
You are correct. We're doing really well. We have a lot of things going on right now, and our teams are going in the right direction.
When you look at the capital campaign, that's huge for the university. You guys are trying to raise $12.5 million. How important is that to the existence of Kentucky State?
Oh, it's vital to our existence. It's one of the first capital campaigns that the university has had, and the slogan is Uniting Generations, Securing Futures. And so we had homecoming last week, and we actually kicked that off with dedication of the Henry Cheney Plaza. And so he's one of the renowned professors at Kentucky State, and we're really excited. So we're well on our way with our capital campaign. It's going to help athletic infrastructure, academic scholarships, and just several other areas on campus. So we're excited.
You have a lot of student athletes from the state of Florida, some from California. What is the biggest thing that you try to tell them to draw them to Kentucky State?
Well, I tell you one thing. In Kentucky State, we're definitely a family. And within the athletic department, our #1 priority is student athlete welfare. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure you're okay. And then we're going to make sure you get your work done. So then academic excellence, and then the athletic part will take care of itself.
Well, speaking of athletics, you had to make a move on your coach. Joshua Dean is the interim. What is his status right now?
Well, currently he is interim, and we're going to go through the season. And so far, we're doing well. We're very pleased with what we're seeing, and we're going to take it from there.
You seem like a magic woman because you made the choice, and it seems as though it's worked out very well.
Well, I'm a praying woman, so it worked out.
Good, good, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's get back to some action as it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Miles College as they have a 20-3 lead. Thomas on the keeper, and he goes nowhere fast. Actually may have lost a yard on the quarterback keep. Simon on the tackle.
Very good job just now by Liddell Simon. Not following the fake and keeping his eyes on the ball to get to Thomas for a short gain.
3rd and long. Miles has played with short fields due to stellar defense, able to get 20 quick points on the board. Now they'll have to try to drive the length of the field. Thomas on a keeper, has some room to run. Eludes one defender, another able to stretch forward to the 50-yard line, enough for the first down. Terry Horton right there to stop him. 10-yard gain for Thomas.
That's the dangers of running man-to-man coverage on defense. Thomas just now dropped back to throw the ball, recognized that it was man-to-man coverage by the secondary, saw daylight, and took the ball up the field for a great first down on 3rd and 9.
Another easy carry for Floyd Graves. Trevor Spencer right there to make the tackle. 2, possibly 3 yards on the carry.
Miles College doing a good job of mixing it up right now, allowing Thomas to carry the ball as well as the running backs.
Staying with the no huddle, getting the call from the sideline. Offense coordinator Travis Carswell for Miles. Quick and slip. Graves keeps tripping and slipping all over the place. 2-yard gain for the Golden Bears.
There was a little rain earlier today prior to the game starting, and maybe the field's a little bit wet. That's why the running backs can't keep their footing right now.
3rd and 7. Call it 3rd and 5. Thomas looking to throw deep, looking for a receiver, has one. And yes, a flag will be thrown. Jeremy Lewis never turned to look for the football.
Exactly right, James. When you're covering a wide receiver that far down the field, out in open space, as a defender, you have to turn around to look for the ball.
Defense pass interference, number 27, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
There can be a little bit of incidental contact, but if you're not looking for the ball, the referees will throw that flag every single time. Lewis just mugged him.
And Dean looking for his defense to make a big play, not a big mistake. Penalties have been their Achilles.
It has.
All season long. They're top 3 in the conference in number of penalties and yardage on those penalties. Terry on the carry, and he's quickly wrapped up by Trevor Spencer, along with Kenneth Townsend, defensive lineman.
Javon Spencer just now did not fall for the read option with the quarterback and the running back. Came down the line of scrimmage and made a good tackle.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 with a 4 wide receiver set. Thomas with time, getting pressure now, trying to throw and catch made, but looks like he was out of bounds. Pass intended for Jacob Bennett. Eric Rawls on the coverage.
That's one of those plays where it's a good pass and a good catch and it's good coverage, but the field wasn't wide enough for them to make the play.
Coming up from the 8th play of the drive with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the first half. David Thomas leading his team with a 17-point lead, 13 points in the first quarter, the most points they've scored in a quarter all season.
Miles College in no rush to continue to snap the ball quick right now.
Pitts in motion and a flag. Looks like someone may have had a false start.
82.
And that'll go against Ernest Bell, who has caught the touchdown pass for Miles earlier in the first quarter. And Reginald Ruffin does not like to see his team play undisciplined.
You've got a chance here as you approach the end of the second quarter to put more points on the board. Coaches don't like when you make self-inflicted wounds to back your team up.
3rd and long. Quick throw and catch, ball up in the air. Almost an interception. 2 or 3 thoroughbreds right there. Jermaine Graham was the one who knocked it up in the air, but no one was able to do the tip drill correctly.
The secondary is the strength of this thoroughbred defense, and the ball's tipped up into the air, and the guys just couldn't quite get there because of positioning.
And yes, you gotta want that one back. Carney trying to pooch punt it, and it will go into the end zone. 5:18 left to play. 20-3 is your score. And if you're the Thoroughbreds, now is the time if you want to try to push forward to make a statement before the end of the first half.
You definitely want to get more points on the board, whether that be a field goal or a touchdown. It doesn't matter. Go into halftime feeling good about your offense by establishing a drive right here before you get into halftime.
Speaking of drives, it's time now for the Chrysler 300 Motown edition. Great drive of the half. A nice run by Miles College, Denzel Veal, and then it was a nice pitch and catch to Ernest Bell, and he takes it all the way for the score to make it 20-0, and now it's 20-3. Lockett goes nowhere fast. The purple defense of Miles College able to wrap him up real quick. Simmons on the tackle.
Adam Robinson just pitched the ball to Lockett just now, but the Golden Bears defense did a good job of holding their ground and not falling for the fake.
First 3 drives, 41 yards. Last 3 combined, 80 yards.
They're picking up steam as the ball game continues, and they're starting to find somewhat of a flow offensively.
Robinson, play action, getting pressure, brought down. Good open field play by Skylar Smith.
They ran the heavy lead and the heavy dive so much with Lockett that I was sure the play action pass was going to come, but Smith didn't fall for it just now and made a tackle for a short loss.
3rd down and 11.
The wind out here, James, is blowing the smoke from the tailgates right into my nose.
Focus.
I'm trying to, James.
Focus.
I'm trying to.
3 wide receivers set on the near side for the Thoroughbreds. Adam Robinson looking to throw, getting pressure, and he will do the smart thing and throw it away. Trey Anthony Simpson applying pressure. from the Miles defense.
The Golden Bear front seven, especially the front four with the defensive line, doing a good job of penetrating through the Thoroughbreds and putting pressure on the quarterback, whether he's in the pocket or outside of it. They're doing a good job.
Lee to punt. Back deep is Darren Fife. And for Miles College, going into today's game, they had negative yards in punt returns. Coach Reginald Ruffin, when I asked him about it, he felt a little sore about that. He said they've been working on it all week. Fife, fumble, picked up. Cooper on the tackle for Kentucky State, and Miles able to retain possession. Powell able to pick up the loose ball.
Had a situation where the Thoroughbred defender pushed the Golden Bear protector into the punt returner.
And are you a fan of the SIAC? We want you to prove it by liking the SIAC on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Stay connected and gain an inside look at behind-the-scenes access to your favorite student-athlete programs, sports, and championships, all on the SIAC. Go to SIAC.com.
Denzel Veal on the lead option just now. Looks like the Golden Bears have decided to go no huddle again to pick up the pace and the tempo of the ball game prior to halftime.
Staying with two backs. Give to Veal, and Veal tackled by Horton. He's able to gain some steam, the young running back from Lithonia, Georgia, on a 2-yard gain. And for Miles, their third drive starting in the Thoroughbred territory. This is not what you want to see if you're a fan of the green and gold.
Totally agree.
Thomas out of the shotgun, looking to throw long, looking for a receiver. Has it! Pitch! Catch! Touchdown! Darren Fife! 45 yards!
Jeremy Lewis for the Thoroughbreds just now got caught looking back in the backfield while his receiver was streaking down the sideline, running that post pattern just now.
The young man from Cherokee County, Alabama, with his 9th reception of the year.
Threw the play to the 2 receiver side. Number 2 ran an inside route, pulled the safety in, which left Fife wide open one-on-one, streaking down the field.
Success on the point after attempt. 2:31 left to play. 6th play of the game, 15 yards or longer for Miles College.
That's a lot of big plays or explosive plays to give up. The minute the safety drags across the field with number 2, Fife is wide open running the post route. Zero coverage, and Thomas does an outstanding job of putting the ball way down the field for Fife to run underneath it. As a secondary member, you cannot get caught looking back at the quarterback because you're allowing your receiver to create separation, and that's what happened just now.
And the Golden Bears praying for more points as they have a 27-3 lead. Reginald Ruffin still focused in because he knows how dangerous the Thoroughbreds can be. Good play by Darren Fife, the young man from Cherokee County. 27 points, ties a season high in points.
Wow. A very explosive first half for the Miles College Golden Bears. And we saw Fife yesterday at the walkthrough continuing to run those 9 routes after practice, getting prepared for today's contest.
Hostage. Thoroughbreds. Met by a purple wall. Alexion Stewart applying the big hit.
The Golden Bears are just excited about today's ball game, and they're showing it offensively, defensively, and on special teams with great coverage by Alexion Stewart just now, lowering the hammer. Oh, you've got 3 different guys making contact at the same time with the return.
That was a purple smackdown sandwich.
Purple explosion.
And make sure that you stay with us at halftime for the Toyota Battle of the Bands featuring the Miles College Purple Marching Machine. They've been thrilling audiences with their high energy performance for decades. Also, Miles College homecoming court will be announced. Don't miss the Toyota Battle of the Bands at halftime. New quarterback in, Alex Springs from Cincinnati. Nice pitch and catch. Big play for the Thoroughbreds. Troy Churchill on the reception. Joe Beckham for Miles knocks him out of bounds there in Miles territory. And Coach Dean did talk about the new quarterback, Alex Springs. He is one of the best athletes.
The flow of the play went all the way to the right, but it reversed back out to the left. Churchill wide open down the field.
44 yards on the throw and catch. Alex Springs, you see his season numbers, not very impressive, but you have to remember this is his first year in the system, just a sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Coach Dean talked about using multiple quarterbacks back there, making the competition tough, not giving the position to anyone, and trying to find out who the better player is out of the guys that he's got.
With 2 minutes and 17 seconds, you're down 27-3. You got to find something.
Yeah.
You need a spark, and Kentucky State possibly may have one in Alex Springs.
Coach Dean talked about not wanting any of the players to get comfortable at the position, so he's using the multiple quarterbacks to develop all of them to see who can win the position outright. A good change of pace when you're down by this many points certainly won't hurt your ball club going into halftime.
From the Golden Bear 41. Springs, nice throw and catch. Ball hits the ground, bounces back to Jakar Turner's hand, and he's able to make something out of nothing. Holloman on the tackle, but -1 yard. Good defensive play by Miles College.
Good play by Miles College just now. The receiver tried to take off prior to catching the ball and dropped it. Almost had another turnover, but he secured it before the Golden Bears got there to make the stop.
Less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. Thoroughbreds looking to find the end zone for the first time this evening. Springs with time. Throws. Oh, incomplete. Happy could have made all the Thoroughbred fans smile and be happy if he could have caught that one.
James Happy dragging across the field, and Springs did a good job of putting the ball where he could catch it. But as we talked about a couple of times today, when it comes to Thoroughbred receivers, they try to run before the ball gets there. Wonderful drag route. Threw it a tad bit behind it, but when the ball hits you in the numbers like that, Happy's supposed to catch it.
Third down so far this evening, 0-7 in third down conversions for the Thoroughbreds. Can Springs get the first conversion of the evening for Kentucky State? Springs, throw. Finds a receiver. Enough for the first down. James Happy.
Yep.
Makes us happy.
Makes them happy this time. Good thing for Springs to go back to the wide open James Happy on the outer third of the left side of the field just now and make a good play.
32 yards on the throw and catch to James Happy, the young man from Georgetown, Kentucky.
Good three-step drop, and Springs finds another wide open receiver down the field. James Happy getting a little get back for the drop on the previous play.
See his season numbers, 7 receptions, 59 yards. He is still looking for his first touchdown of the season.
If Springs would have thrown the ball a little bit further down the field and led him just now, he might still be running towards the end zone.
Alex Springs transferred in from the College of DuPage out of Illinois. Considered the best athlete on the team. And they're trying to groom him to be the signal caller of the future. Right now doing a masterful job jockeying his team closer to the end zone. Pitch out to Lockett. Lockett going to try to go to the outside, but the purple of Miles College strings it out, and a flag is thrown that may push back the Thoroughbreds even more than the lost yardage on that play.
Golden Bears did a good job of staying square down the line of scrimmage as Lockett ran the toss play just now, making sure that he did not have the light of day to turn it up to get towards that end zone. Lockett's been very impressive so far in the first half of today's ball game.
And they have waved off the flag. Jacquees Lockett, when it goes outside, he's got to try to fight through a sea of purple.
Toss play just now, and the Golden Bears backing up the Thoroughbreds, trying to make room for Lockett to get up the field.
Bent back a little bit on that play on the sideline, getting a breather. 5 wide receivers for Alex Springs. Springs, nice throw and catch to Justin Williams, and he gets down to about the 6-yard line. Holloman on the tackle for Miles.
Quick out route ran just now by Justin Williams in the 2 spot on the left side of the football field. Springs did a good job. He's thrown the ball pretty effectively so far today, James.
Coach Dean said that he should be the quarterback of the future. He was brought in to add competition for starter Adam Robinson, and Adam has been put on the side. Alex Springs coming in, and he has driven his team down to the closest they've been all evening to the Golden Bear end zone.
He's been pretty effective since he got on the field at the quarterback position for the Thoroughbreds. Doesn't have overwhelming passing numbers so far statistically this season, but he's done a good job on his first drive of leading this team down the field.
With a little bit more, let's go down to Doug Stewart. Doug?
Hey, guys, after the long completion to Michelle Hudson on the sideline for Kentucky State, Miles head coach Reggie Ruffman huddled the defense on the sideline and told them not to get complacent like they did last week. Anybody that knows Coach Ruffman knows that he's a disciplinarian after suspending several players this year from the team. Guys, back to you.
And for Kentucky State, right now, they're trying to finish the job and get on the scoreboard with a touchdown before they go into the locker room for halftime, trailing 27-3.
I mean, they find themselves down by 24 points, but just like the Golden Bears put up 27 in the first half, they can do the same thing in the second half if they just stay focused and keep the penalties to a minimum.
They can get a first down before scoring. They need to get down to the 1 in order to get a first down. Springs, along with Williams in the backfield. Looking to throw, almost intercepted. Incomplete. Francois almost had it.
Trayvon Spencer ran an in route, and Springs was looking for him to run an out route. So he threw the ball outside, and Spencer was inside. Luckily, that ball didn't get intercepted.
Alex Springs impressive on the drive up until he got into the red zone. Now for a chip shot field goal, it will be Cameron Lee. And it's blocked! Miles recovers! Off to the races! Holloman scores! 79 yards! Touchdown, Golden Bears! And there's a flag, and obviously it'll be for excessive homecoming celebration.
Special teams are a very big part of the ball game. You get the blocked field goal just now, not allowing the Thoroughbreds to get any more points going into halftime, and you get 6 on a 79-yard return.
Holloman out of breath, and Terrence Lamar will give us the official call on the flag.
Unsportsmanlike. Miles College scores good.
And you got to celebrate at homecoming and do a little dance. 87 yards for big number 44, Roderick Holloman. celebration continues.
They're excited, James, and they've got a right to be excited because of the way they played the ball game so far in the first half.
Should have been a chip shot field goal by Cameron Lee, and it turns out to be a huge score. Fake the kick, incomplete. It looked like it was botched. Throw and catch, but nothing happening there. 87 yards for Roderick Holloman off of the return off the block field goal.
Good penetration from the outside on the right side of the field goal team.
Farrell right there with the block.
And Holloman just did a good job of scooping the ball and scoring. Not an easy thing to do. And running down the field for 80-plus yards. We've called Farrell's name a lot in today's ball game, as he's the man that gets the block coming off the left side of the defense.
Justin Farrell has done it on special teams, and he's done it on defense. And Roderick Holloman getting hugged by everyone on the sidelines for Miles College, getting the recovery for a touchdown.
All three phases of the game so far today have been controlled, better yet, dominated by the Miles College Golden Bears.
And because of the excessive celebration, Carney, check that, Costi will be kicking from his own 20. Wonderful crowd here at Sloan Alumni Stadium. It's quickly become a sold-out Miles College crowd. Lewis from his own 25, trying to find some room to run, tries to wrap himself around and quickly brought down by Jamari Ford. Got a little pushing and shoving going on, but as you can see, it has been a definitely purple and gold fest here at Miles College homecoming, and the Thoroughbreds slowly trotting off the field, trying to find a way to recoup in the second half.
Despite their 30-point lead, Coach Ruffin of the Golden Bears still coaching as if his team is fighting for the ball game, and they've got total control at this point.
26 seconds left on the clock, and if you're the Thoroughbreds, Ryan, what do you want to try to get accomplished here?
Right now, you want to make sure that you get out of here at halftime without giving up any more points. So I would suspect that they'll run a draw, something safe, tell their backs to hold on to the ball and go into halftime.
And they're not going to do that. Spring's going to throw it. Pitch and catch to Troy Churchill. They will call it a reception out to about the 49-yard line. 10 yards on the pitch and catch, and we have a man down for Kentucky State. One of their linemen is not getting up.
Clearly, Coach Dean not putting on the brakes when it comes to his offense, even though they're down 30 points prior to halftime. He wants to try to probably get them in the field goal range to put some points on the board before going in.
And you see the pain on the face of Nate Allen, the young man from Louisville, Kentucky, just a sophomore. And that is the agony of an injury. And for Miles College, who's added to the agony of the injury, has been a lot of scoring from the Golden Bears.
First dive play just now. Good run by Emmett Terry. Passing play to the big tight end, Delarius Webb, wide open down the middle of the field. Thomas on the penalty of the Thoroughbred. Good catch by Ernest Bell. And Thomas again dropping back in the pocket with nothing but time, finding a wide open Darren Fife. And here comes the block field goal, letting the special teams become a part of the game, with Roderick Holloman, number 44, running 86 yards for the touchdown for the Golden Bears. They've done it every which way but loose, James. Offensively, special teams, 4 touchdowns of 20-plus yards, 27, 48, 52, and an 87-yarder for Miles College today.
And a good sign by Nate Allen. He's being helped off the field, and obviously that left leg is not feeling well for the young man from Louisville, Kentucky.
You can't put any pressure on it, James.
Good to see him walk off the field, but now this offensive line that has been able to lead Kentucky State to have the #1 rusher in the SIAC will have to find a replacement. Scheduled would be Jalen Menifee from Metropolis, Illinois.
The next man up mentality. Coaches used to tell us in the NFL and in college football, you're always one shoestring away from being a starter.
First and 10 from midfield. Springs looking to throw. Interception! Miles College once again shuts the door. Joe Beckham with the leaping interception grab.
The redshirt sophomore just jumped 50 feet to get that interception. Had a wonderful break off the hash, reading the eyes of Springs. You see him right there, making a bolt on the play, and as a safety, you want to be deeper than the deepest, for when balls are thrown down the field like that, you can come downhill to make the catch.
Third turnover of the evening for Kentucky State. And David Thomas will kneel it as we wrap up the first half, and we have seen a great defensive performance by the entire Miles College defense. Special teams playing well, offense playing well, and they have a 33-3 lead over the visiting Kentucky State Thoroughbred. When we come back, the mighty marching purple machine will entertain us for the Toyota Battle of the Bands Homecoming 2013, the sights and sounds of the Golden Bears with a 30-point lead. HBCU football on bounce.
Welcome to the Toyota Battle of the Bands halftime show, brought to you by Toyota. Introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
HBCU football on bounce. Miles with a 33-3 lead. Now let's go down to the field and listen to the purple marching machine of Miles College. More of the Miles College homecoming HBCU football on Bounce after this break.
There are some moments you spend.
Clouds are coming in, but still the revelment continues here on the campus of Miles College. Let's continue to listen to the purple machine of Miles College marching band. Wonderful performance by the marching Purple Machine. More on halftime. HBCU football on Bounce.
Toyota Battle of the Bands halftime show was brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
And you see the homecoming court for Miles College. If you're a fan of the purple and gold, you are definitely happy. If you're a fan of Kentucky State, your team still has one half to make up a 30-point deficit. Hello, everybody. I'm James Redd along with Ryan Stewart. And in the first half, we've seen one team take advantage of all their opportunities. Another team limited opportunities, even more limited in points.
Offensively, they've both done pretty much the same thing on the ground and in the air. Time of possession-wise, Kentucky State handled the ball well, but when it comes to third downs, Kentucky State, they're getting off the field and not converting on third downs. That's been their problem right now tonight.
Well, in the first half, it was a highlight show for the Golden Bears, scoring early and often.
You see right here, Terry Emmett on the 2-yard touchdown run, 4 plays, 24 yards. Delarius Webb, a 27-yard pass from David Thomas, 1 play, 27 yards and a touchdown. Ernest Bell, the 52-yard pass from David Thomas, thanks to the penalty by the Thoroughbreds. Cameron Lee, a 23-yard here comes the blocked field goal by Roderick Holloman, 87-yard return, which pretty much made it the first half early nail.
And you take a look at the first half numbers, and it seems as though yardage pretty much the same, but that big one, turnovers, have definitely done the Thoroughbreds in.
3 turnovers for the Thoroughbreds, 0 for the Golden Bears, and time of possession is pretty heavy for the Golden State Thoroughbreds as well. 6 plays for the Golden Bears of 15 yards or more.
When we come back, we'll have the second half kickoff as Miles College has a 30-point lead. Homecoming 2013 right here on Bounce. Homecoming 2013 right here on the campus of Miles College. Golden Bears with a 30-point lead. Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who is with the head coach of the Golden Bears, Reginald Ruffin.
Yeah, I'm with Miles College head coach Reggie Ruffin. Coach, what do you tell a team that plays a perfect first half?
Well, we just came out and played a little fundamental football the first half. You know, there's always 2 halves of football, so we got to come back out the second half. It's 0-0. That's what we told our guys at halftime, and just keep just harping on the little things, not making mistakes and assignment. And now we gave up a lot of big passes right there on a couple of crucial drives, and end up kicking a field goal and settling for a blocked field goal, and we returned it for a touchdown. So we just got to come back out this half and just play mistake-free.
There was an obvious emphasis on stopping Lockett, gang tackling. Are we going to see more of that in the second half?
Yeah, you know, he's a good back. They got 2 good backs, Williams and Lockett. So they've been kind of switching them around in the game. So we just got to come back and keep wrapping them up, keeping them bottled up, and just our fits. You know, just like a puzzle, we want to make sure that fits, the fits are just right. So
thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Doug. And you see Jaquise Lockett, they are working on the left leg, and he's definitely being helped by the trainers, and he's pointing to that foot. You can't have a strong thoroughbred if he's on a bad hoof.
A bad hoof, whether it be a toe, the foot, or the ankle, it would definitely impede what he's been trying to do when it comes to continuing to get progress on the ground.
And Alex Springs, the young up-and-coming quarterback from Cincinnati, Ohio. If you're Coach Josh Dean, what are you telling him right now?
You're telling him that with the few plays you had at the end of the first half, you had success and you moved the ball down the field. Don't overdo it. Stay in your zone. Continue to play smart football and move the ball like you did before the halftime.
Positive numbers for Alex Spring, almost 100 yards in his limited time playing most of the second quarter.
He looked calm and cool and savvy when he was in there. They have to get much more of that if they want to make this a ball game in the second half.
And for Miles College, they deferred. And back deep is Jamarcus Nance. Check that. Antonio Pitts. And returning now is Michael Ross. Michael Ross able to get some positive yards out to about the 35. Terrell Johnson on the tackle.
Good cleanup play by Jaquan Presley as well on the tackle just now.
Trailing by 30 is Kentucky State, and for Miles College, holding on to the lead is paramount in the second half.
They had success running it and throwing it in the first half. I think they will do the best that they can to keep the ball on the ground in the second half.
Looks like a flea flicker. Thomas looking for a receiver and finds him. Good pitch and catch.
Antonio Pitts on the catch.
Good pitch and catch to Antonio Pitts. 30 yards on the reception.
Here I am talking about they'll try to keep it on the ground, and you get a flea flicker, the very first play coming out of halftime. Pitts on the seam route right in the middle of the field.
Fumble on the play, and it is Emmett Terry who lands on top of the loose ball. He just dropped it.
Just dropped it just now, trying to do a little bit too much before he had the ball in the breadbasket. Ended up putting it on the ground, but he did get it back for his team.
The faster pace seems as though it works more for Miles when they're moving with the no huddle, going fast. They're able to score more points.
And the Thoroughbred team, while Miles College has been at that fast pace, they've been playing on their heels.
Play action. Ball is tipped in the air. Interception by Kentucky State. Horton making a big play for the Thoroughbreds.
A very big play made by Horton just now, a play that was needed coming out of the halftime.
Terry Horton, he's saying that he's crazy with it.
A little misdirection. Horton not only gets the interception, but he gets the tip as well. Tip drilled the ball to himself.
And as it was in the first half, a turnover caused a short field for Miles College to get on the scoreboard first. Terry Horton, you see his numbers, able to get the turnover, and now can Alex Springs lead his team to their first touchdown of the evening.
This Thoroughbred defense, they're not afraid to get their hands on interceptions, as Horton secured a big one to start the second half.
Springs with plenty of time, trying to runs into his own offensive lineman and is brought down by Brashawn Jones.
Springs trying to stay in the pocket, looking down the field for an open wide receiver. Didn't have any, and as he tried to run on the 2-yard loss, he ran into his own player.
True sophomore Alex Springs trying to guide his team out of a 30-point hole.
It's a lot of work right there, James.
Springs out of the shotgun, getting pressure, and he's brought down. Miles with the big sack. Williams, Darrell Williams with the big play, a 10-yard loss.
Darren Williams getting there and Brandon Smith getting there too. They met at the quarterback just now for the significant loss.
Pushes them all the way back to their own 26-yard line. Only Miles' third sack of the season. They haven't gotten to the quarterback often, but tonight they hit him at the right time.
Hit him at the right time after a crucial turnover by Miles to start the second half.
From 3rd and 26, they'll give to Lockett. Lockett able to get some of the yardage back, but not nearly as much as they need to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Jones on the tackle, 6-yard gain from Jaquise Lockett.
When you're looking at 3rd and 26, there's really not much you can do. So Kentucky State ran a draw play to try to get a little bit of field position when it comes to bringing the punter on the field.
Lead a punt. Fife back deep for Miles.
Even after the huge turnover by Horton.
And this one was partially blocked. Fife will take it at his own 37. Eludes a number of defenders, has room to run beyond midfield. Inside the 40, inside the 30, has the room to run. 5, touchdown, Fife! Darren Fife. 63 yards. and the route is on for the Golden Bears.
Here again, special teams stepping up and making a play with the partial block of the punt from Cameron Lee, and Fife reading his blockers in perfect form, getting the ball down the sideline for the touchdown. Toe tapping it on the sideline to stay in bounds.
Flags come out from everywhere before the point after attempt.
Fife dancing in the same spot for a couple of seconds, allowing his punt return team to set up the block.
Illegal substitution on your receiving team. 5-yard penalty.
So that should move them up half the distance to the goal. Makes it a little bit easier for Jason Costi.
The Golden Bears just can't do anything wrong this afternoon.
And he got the extra point with 11:47 left to play. Fife with the long punt return for a score.
There are some moments you spend your...
And a wonderful look at Sloan Alumni Stadium as the band plays and the Miles College alumni are enjoying a 40-3 lead. And now we are joined by the president of Miles College, Dr. George T. French, and T must mean for terrific homecoming.
Terrific homecoming doesn't get any better than this. Welcome to Miles College.
Well, we are happy to be here. You have a lot of construction going on. I hear you wear a hard hat more than you wear a derby hat on campus so far.
I'm out here every day. We are constructing 3 buildings simultaneously, which is unprecedented. We're building a brand new state-of-the-art student center with a Starbucks, a fitness center, a movie theater, and dining for 400 students. A new 204-bed residence hall. Now, this is not your traditional dormitory. These are suites with living rooms in each suite. And then we're building a brand new welcome and admission center. So we're excited here at Miles College.
Well, talking to Coach Ruffin earlier, he said that he had to do a little convincing to get you to renovate the football stadium, particularly the field.
Well, we wanted to come in with a new field, but he asked for it in his very first year. What I told him is if you win, have a successful season, then we will consider it. And that's exactly what we did.
2011 was a special year. You guys won the SIAC championship, went to the playoffs. What did that mean for the school?
Well, it was tremendous because, of course, we used to have go and recruit and beg people to come and participate in our program. And now we have people calling us because we're champions. And the good thing about Miles College is we're champions on the field and we're champions in the classroom. When you look at the outstanding alums, we have alums like U.W. Clement, the first African-American federal judge in the history of Alabama, graduate of Miles College. Dr. Richard Arrington, the first African-American mayor of the city of Birmingham, graduate of Miles College, and the list goes on and on. So we're champions on and off the field.
All right, thank you so very much. We've enjoyed ourselves, and it looks like you haven't gotten any barbecue sauce on this wonderful suit.
I've been trying. It's kind of rough, but I can't promise what's going to happen later, okay?
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Looking at a 2nd down and 10 for the Thoroughbreds. Springs looking to throw. He's going to hand it off to Williams. Williams has some room to run, but he is quickly wrapped up, but not before he gets enough for the first down. Holloman on the tackle.
Holloman made a good play just now on Williams, who tried to bounce the ball outside. Holloman used the out-of-bounds line to keep him in.
1st and 10, ball out at the 20-yard line for the Thoroughbreds. It's not out of the question to make a comeback as you trail 40-3, but highly unlikely. But now they're definitely using this time to soak their young quarterback. Springs rolling out to the near side, trying to find a receiver, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Churchill.
Troy Churchill made a good adjustment on the ball while it was in the air, just couldn't make the catch. And Springs has done a pretty good job. He's got a pretty strong arm when it comes to making those passes and putting them in areas where his receivers can get to it.
Wind starting to pick up here at Sloan Alumni Stadium. as the time ticks away, 10:35 and counting, 2nd and 10 for the Thoroughbreds. If they want to make a move to make an impact on this game, now is the time. Springs trying to find someone, looking deep. Interception, Miles College. Beckham trying to find the end zone. One man to beat, and it's Springs able to knock him down, and flags are thrown. A helmet is on the ground. A lot of carnage left on the field, but a 32-yard return for Miles.
Joe Beckham did an excellent job of getting off the hash, reading Springs' eyes to make a play on that ball before the receiver could.
Now officials are going to try to sort this out.
Unsportsmanlike on your defense, participating with a helmet off. That's 15-yard penalty, half a distance in a run.
And when he said defense, he's referring to on the return.
Exactly. A little fight in the air between the receiver and the DB. But Joe Beckham nonetheless coming down with the ball. And when your helmet comes off, they want you to stop play and get out of the action, trying to keep the players from getting injured. And that didn't happen just now.
Well, it's sort of hard because the whole time you've been playing football, you play until the whistle is blown.
See ball, get ball. It's just that simple.
Flag is thrown, play is dead. New quarterback in, Chris Alexander from Lake Butler, Florida, for Miles College.
The secondary for the Thoroughbreds came into this ball game with a lot of hype, but we're seeing the secondary of the Golden Bears making the plays on the ball so far.
1st and goal. Alexander trying to run the option. Helmet on helmet for Floyd Graves. Spencer on the tackle, -2 yards on that play.
Graves dropped his head just now and literally used the helmet as a weapon.
Now, I don't know what the rule is on that one. Right. I thought you're not supposed to drop your helmet.
You're not supposed to. They call it targeting, and we didn't see a flag on the play.
Alexander looking to throw, looking for a receiver, overthrows Michael Ross, the intended receiver, young man from College Park, Georgia. Jeremy Lewis on the coverage.
Ross went out in the flats, and the ball was just a tad overthrown just now. The play was there, though.
3rd down and goal from the 11.
Chris Alexander getting his run at the quarterback position in the 2nd half after a very well played half by David Thomas, number 16 for the Golden Bears.
Looking for his tall receiver in Lonnie Outlaw Jr., but a little bit too tall for the 6'7" senior from Rochelle, Georgia. Rawls on the coverage.
He's so tall, Alexander figured if I throw it up there and get it in the area, he'll be able to come down and secure a catch. Just a tad high for Outlaw Jr.
Why don't they just call him Junior Outlaw? 28-yard field goal attempt. Blocked! Kentucky State on the return.
Horton's got some really good hands.
This has been the Horton Show, able to return it out beyond the 40, and Kentucky State able to make big plays on special teams. Eric Rawls with the block for Kentucky State. But there is a flag.
Terry Horton has the hands of a wide receiver playing linebacker for the Thoroughbreds.
Once again, the officials have to sort out what the official call will be. Laundry is down at about the 44-yard line, right where the tackle took place after Terry Horton on the return from the block kick.
Special teams on both sides of the field making plays.
Sideline interference on Kentucky State. We got a personal foul, face mask, Miles College. 15-yard penalty.
And it should be 15 both ways.
That's what I was thinking, James. I thought they'd be offsetting.
And good layout.
Good layout.
Eric Rawls. And that was a horse collar tackle.
He may have grabbed Horton's dreads just now.
Well, I think that's legal.
But again, Eric Rawls just now coming off the corner on the field goal block team, not giving up on the play, getting his fingertips on the ball to knock it down for Horton to secure the catch.
And we'll sort all this out. 9:30 left to play in the third quarter. 40-3 is your score. Miles Homecoming 2013.
Now anyone can feel like royalty in the premium Nissan Altima. Winner of 3 top awards from KBB.com, Kiplinger's, and Edmunds.com. Nissan, innovation that excites. Now get $179 per month lease on a 2013 Nissan Altima.
There will be more powerful storms. That's why there's new Duracell Quantum. Only Duracell Quantum has a high-density core, and that means more fuel, more power, more performance than the next leading brand. New Duracell Quantum, trusted everywhere.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptext.rex.org.
Look and feel good like you should. Bodies and Beyond.
Chase the burn at Bodies and Beyond Gym and Fitness Center in Petersburg. Our personable and knowledgeable staff offers one-on-one training for those committed to changing their lifestyles and fitness levels. Whether you're a beginner or need a little more challenge, Bodies and Beyond Gym and Fitness Center.
Look and feel good like you should. Bodies and Beyond.
Homecoming super sweet so far for Miles College with a 40-3 lead. Celebrities, fresh news, hot gossip. Bounce TV is breaking down what's up with an all-new original series, Breakdown, every Monday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 Central, only on Bounce TV. They've sorted it out now. 1st and 10 for the Thoroughbreds. Springs gives to Lockett, and once again, Lockett able to get large chunks of yards.
Jacquez Lockett on the sideline a little earlier. We saw him working or getting some work done to his foot area. A little gimpy on the run, but still a good gain nonetheless.
He is in Golden Bear territory, down to about the 45-yard line of Miles College.
Love the fall weather, James.
A little chilly for me, but I know you like it cold. Or that's what I've been told. Lockett breaks the line of scrimmage, another big run. His average per carry is increasing, 11 yards on the carry. Cox with the tackle.
Good job by Lockett right now, being patient. He's running the ball like Williams is, allowing the O-line to set up his blocks, and then he's got a burst at the end of the run. Good job just now of a typical dive play, breaking a couple of tackles to get the 11-yard gain.
1st and 10. Williams, cut back, finds the hole. getting close to the 20-yard line, brought down, but another first down for the Thoroughbreds. 12 yards on the carry. Cox once again on the tackle for Miles.
Good job by Williams just now with a quick sidestep in the hole to get past the defense.
Miles College calls a timeout, trying to reset the defense. 3 carries, 35 yards so far on this drive for the Thoroughbreds. When it's working, Kentucky State offense works. Miles' defense, if they're not getting turnovers, their defense is at a disadvantage.
And you know what? I'm sure that Coach Dean for the Thoroughbreds right now is pleased, even though his team is down by 37 points. They're not giving up in the game. They're continuing to fight and continuing to work to try to find success.
And now if you're Miles College, how do you stop this rushing attack?
You tell your defensive linemen to read and react and hold their gaps. Don't get jumped or jumbled up behind each other, allowing those huge running lanes for the Thoroughbreds. And you tell your linebackers to come downhill and make nice, solid tackles and to get their head across the bow, and the arm tackling won't work.
So far, the band has played on 40 points for the Golden Bears. Thoroughbreds trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time in the quarter. Williams with the short run gets down to the 20-yard line. Holloman on the tackle, 2-yard gain for the green and gold of Kentucky State.
The Thoroughbreds are working their 2 running backs right now.
Jones has to leave the game because his helmet came off.
Lockett and Williams both have been utilized to move the ball for the Thoroughbreds on this drive.
Go back into the eye. Lockett on the outside. And a late flag for a possible hold at the line of scrimmage. Kinder pushes Lockett out. Let's see what the official call will be.
Holding on your offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Chad Reeves with the call on the hold. Let's go down to Doug Stewart on the sideline. Doug?
Coach, I can tell you I had a off-camera conversation with Coach Ruffin, and he told his team to keep the intensity up, to play hard every play. Just now he huddled the team together, and they were screaming at each other to stay focused. Let's not give up any points to this team. Let's take it home strong. Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, and Ruffin knows what he's talking about. This is a team in 2011 walked away with the conference title and a trip to the Division II playoffs, so they know what it will take in order to keep that level of intensity up. Kentucky State, 38 rushing yards in the last 4 plays. That's what they want to do, but when you're down by 40, now they're beckoning the band to stop playing.
I did find that a little different. The band continuing to blast the music while the Thoroughbreds were trying to establish a drive.
Will you please stop playing? Miles College, this is your warning. The very first warning of the ball game. Thank you.
Terrence Lamar laying down the law. The next one will be a penalty against Miles. But he can't stop him from singing.
You can sing, just can't blare the music.
2nd and 18. Springs will keep. Trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a few yards short. Powell on the tackle, 6-yard gain for Alex Springs.
Springs stayed in the pocket, tried to allow the receivers to get open down the field, realized that it was man coverage and decided to take off to get as many yards as possible. That's the disadvantage to taking off when you see man coverage and you're close to the red zone. You don't have a lot of field for the defense to have to cover.
See their numbers on 3rd down, only 1 conversion so far tonight. Springs. Nice pitch and catch. Close to a first down. Jakar Turner on the catch, 11-yard gain, and it is enough for the first down. Finally, they can convert on third.
Finally, they get a conversion on third down. Turner dragging across the field. Springs hit him right in the numbers and allowed him a little bit more time to get the first down.
This will be the 7th play of the drive. Looking for their first touchdown of the evening as they trail 40-3. Miles trying to hold the Thoroughbreds without a score. And the last 2 times they've played, the Thoroughbreds have only scored 3 points. Pitch out to Lockett. He eludes one defender and another and pushes his way forward, once again turning nothing into something.
Yes, very good play by the Golden Bears front 4, getting across the line of scrimmage after the snap of the ball, but Lockett still made a play to get away from the defense. Linebacker scraping down the line of scrimmage, staying square, did a very good job, but Lockett did get a slight gain on the play.
2nd and 8. They need to get to the 2 for a first down.
They've ran the ball 6 times and thrown it once in this possession.
Springs has a lot of room down to the 5. Kinder on the tackle.
Springs is a quarterback that's taking what's given, and he's not going to stay back there and wait all day long. If he sees a little bit of daylight, he's going to go for it. Good job by the Golden Bear defense recognizing run and coming up to make the stop.
3rd and 3. They've already had 1 conversion to keep this drive alive. Can they make it 2 in a row? Need to get down to about the 2 to make sure they have enough for the first. Give to Lockett. He's able to get enough for the first and pushed out of bounds. 1st and goal for the Thoroughbreds.
Here again, the Golden Bears got beyond the line of scrimmage and made contact with Lockett, but the big back refusing to go down with armed tackles.
Host of purple jerseys right there. They got to gang tackle this young man, number 21, the leading rusher in the SIAC. 1st and goal. Ball is placed at about the 2.5. Lockett hit at the line of scrimmage, and he may have gotten a half a yard. Depend on where they spot it. Leading the way, Keenan Clark for Miles.
Keenan Clark and Big Melvin Dunn doing a good job of getting up the field.
You see the numbers. He's 4 yards away from 100 yards, averaging almost 5 yards a touch. Not bad for the young man from Fulton, Kentucky.
He's a good, hard running back. Keeps his legs moving, not going down at first contact. He sees the end zone and wants to taste it so bad.
Give once again, and he is met in the backfield. Good play there by Mitchell. Michael Mitchell able to make a good open field tackle for a loss.
Mitchell did a good job of coming off the edge just now, meeting Lockett right in the backfield. Hit him up high, slid down, but brought him down for the tackle.
Now the Thoroughbreds looks like they'll abandon the run game, going with 5 wide. 12th play of the drive. And now we've got a timeout. Reginald Ruffin is not happy. Obviously, the defense was not in the proper position.
We had 2 receivers at the bottom of the screen uncovered just now. If the ball would have been snapped, they would have been wide open to receive the pass from Springs.
All right, hey fans, if you want tickets, they're now available for the 24th annual Fountain City Classic between Alabama State and Fort Valley State on November 9th. Visit FountainCityClassic.com to get your tickets. It's more than a game, it's a gathering.
I'm looking forward to being there.
You're just looking forward to tailgating, getting something to eat. That's what I hear. And you see the lineup, HBCU football on Bounce, the Fountain City Classic, November 9th, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 Central, and then the SIAC Championship game, November 16th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, HBCU football right here on Bounce. Yeah, I hear that, you know, you're a connoisseur of nice grilled pork chop, some grilled baby back ribs.
Fired the big green egg up twice last week, James.
Twice in 1 week?
Twice in 1 week. The weather's right. I'll go out there and light that thing up, man.
Impressive. And you see the fans who have been lighting up their grills. It seems as though the tents have increased from 200 to possibly 300 tents and counting. They will tailgate well into the night here on the campus of Miles College.
And I'll be right with them after the ball game.
3rd and goal. Springs looking to throw, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Had a little bit of coverage just now by Roderick Holloman, I'm sorry. But Springs rushed the pass, and Holloman couldn't make the play.
Tapper was the intended receiver. Fourth down, looks like they're going to go for it. Coach Dean wants to give his team an emotional lift, and a touchdown here will do that. 4th and goal. Tapper in motion. Throws a bullet to Tapper, and they say incomplete.
Wow.
It hit the turf. And the defense holds for Miles College. Miles College defense holds as Kentucky State gets as close as you can get to a touchdown. It was a bullet pass, just a little low, right here on Bounce.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but yourself right. So you work harder, drive stronger, and before you know it, you didn't just beat the game.
Who is that? Don't know, but he's going places.
You changed it.
Hey, son, ready for the interview?
I got this.
Introducing the 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
Whenever I have poor credit and cannot get a traditional loan, CashNet USA has been there to pay the bills when I was unable to get money from traditional banks.
Instead of having 3 bounce fees with my bank, I had 1 repayment fee with CashNet USA that was a fraction of what my bank fees would have been.
CashNet USA is the best. There are no hassles, no hidden fees, and they always got the loan the very next day into my account.
When I applied, they gave me all the payment details up front, and that's all I paid back. No hidden fees of any kind.
CashNet USA is always there for me when I need a loan. The money is in my account the next morning. And the best thing is, I can do everything online in just a few minutes with no phone calls or faxes.
CashNet USA.
Fast,
easy,
reliable.
Go to cashnetusa.com/TV to apply in 5 minutes, and if approved, you can have the money as soon as tomorrow. Save now by using promo code TV28 at cashnetusa.com/TV.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
40-3 is your score. Golden Bears of Miles College with the lead. It's time now for our Chrysler 300 Motown edition. Great drive of the half, and it came on Darren Fife's long punt return, and he has the dipsy-do stutter step, and he keeps on going down the sideline in for the touchdown. Our Chrysler 300 Motown edition. Great drive of the half.
Now Miles College finds themselves inside the 5-yard line.
Veal hit at about the 1, and he is brought down. And now danger zone for Miles College.
Definitely the danger zone. Came out in the pistol formation with the quarterback standing inside the end zone. A little peculiar. But now they're going to find themselves right at the 2-yard line again, trying to find a way to get a little bit of room away from the goal line.
Bill still in at the running back position, Alexander at quarterback.
I like the quarterback being in the end zone.
And play is stopped dead, flag is thrown.
False start on your offense. 5-yard penalty, half the distance, number 51.
One of the reserve offensive linemen for Miles College, Anthony Moss. Seems though they had the wrong number. It was Javon Fripp, number 52. Dangerous position, 2nd and 13.
Horton telling the team to watch the screen, which is something I doubt they'll run down here.
Sending Outlaw Jr. in motion. Alexander throwing long for Outlaw Jr. and he is hit. Flag is thrown. Graham was the one who tried to blow that play up, and he blew the man up.
With Outlaw Jr. being so big and he's got some speed, I don't understand why Miles College doesn't try to stretch the field with him more often. Not that they have to, because they are up 37 points. But he's a guy that can get down the field, and if the quarterback puts the ball in the area, he can get to it.
On your defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And Jermaine Graham was saying, instead of you just catching this ball and getting further down the field, we'll take the penalty and just knock you off of your route.
But the way that ball was being held up in the air by the wind, he could have turned around and possibly made a play on the ball.
I totally agree. So instead of the 40 to 45-yard gain on the catch, they get a 15-yard penalty. The math works out in the Thoroughbreds' favor just now.
1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. Alexander still in at quarterback. He will keep, finds a hole, gets out to about the 22-yard line. Spencer on the tackle. 5-yard gain for Chris Alexander, the young man from Lake Butler, Florida.
Good job on the read option, deciding to keep the play. Good positive gain.
Alexander looks like he was caught off guard on the snap and quickly throws it out of bounds, intended for Outlaw Jr. Getting pressure was Terry Horton.
Clearly, Alexander just now was not expecting that ball to come to him. Did the smart thing by making the catch from the center and killing the play by throwing the ball out of bounds.
3-quarterback race for Miles College. David Thomas got the start, Chris Alexander, and also have Demetrius Price transferred from Alabama State. All 3 have played so far this season. Neither one has set themselves apart as a permanent starter. Alexander with the throw, incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 28. Jabril, check that, Jamarcus Nance, number 25. Now a punting situation for the Golden Bears. And the offense that we saw that put up 30 points, 33 points in the first half, only special teams have given them a score. They will let it take a bounce, and it will definitely take a Miles College bounce down at about the 31-yard line. 47 yards on the punt.
The Golden Bears were so far down the field and pressed against the goal line that it's kind of tough to get into offensive plays when you've got a possession like that. You don't want to do anything to get a safety or cause a turnover, which would have allowed the Thoroughbreds to get on the ball and get a touchdown.
And for the interim coach, Josh Dean, the success of last week winning homecoming against Fort Valley State, now he has to deal with the nightmare of trailing by 37 points.
At this point, for them to come back, the defense will need to score as well as the offense.
Springs finds a receiver, but not much happening on that play. Kinder on the tackle. Leach Jr. on the reception, 3-yard catch. Defense from Miles College, outstanding. They've had 5 forced punts, 4 takeaways, and they've only allowed 3 points. That's nice.
The 4 takeaways is the glaring number when it comes to those statistics. If you can get 4 takeaways and not give up any, you're putting your ball club in a good position to win a ball game.
1 quarter to go. We have completed 3. Homecoming 2013, and we've had tips, dipsy-do plays, huge block kicks, and a lot of scores for the Golden Bears. HBCU football on Bounce. HBCU football on Bounce. Nightfall has come on the campus of Miles College. You see one of the brand new buildings. They're doing 3 buildings at the same time, according to Dr. French. Throw and catch to Tapper. Tapper has room to run inside the 30. He's showing his speed. Touchdown, Kentucky State. The Thoroughbreds score.
Moving like a thoroughbred just now.
66 yards on the throw and catch. Alex Springs to Moronki Tapper. And Dean is saying yes, when it works.
Right.
It's deadly.
Definitely. Just keeping his guys in the ball game, trying to train this young team to have that mentality of never giving up. And that's a good way to start the 4th quarter for the Thoroughbreds of Kentucky State.
Point after. And he's got it. To start the 4th quarter, the Thoroughbreds finally get on the scoreboard with a touchdown.
Just a wide open play. Dragging across the field just now. Tapper just used his jets to outrun the defense as he came from the short side of the field. A very good pass by the quarterback as well.
His career-long touchdown reception, Moronki Tapper, the young man from Jacksonville, Florida. 12 players from the state of Florida on this Thoroughbred ball club. They've been able to come up to Frankfort, all the way from Florida to Frankfort, Kentucky, and find a home.
And the defense just now had an angle on him running down the sideline, but you saw those Florida Jets kicking in, and no one was able to get a hand on it.
From the FBS level, FCS, and even the Division II, schools go to the state of Florida to find talent.
A lot of talent, and with so many schools down there, they can't keep all of the talent. So schools like Kentucky State and a few others, they get lucky and get some very good players on the roster.
Now Miles is going to try to answer.
Good time for both ball clubs to dig down deep into the depth chart to allow a few players that typically wouldn't get a lot of time to get some plays.
Sky kick, and the return man didn't realize it, but one of the upbacks called for a fair catch. All right, hey, one brother like no other. Eddie Griffin takes on the man in the Undercover Brothers, but before we get to that, there is a flag. Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, only on Bounce, Undercover Brother. One of my favorite movies.
You like the funk, James?
I do like the funk.
Graves just grabbed that ball from the upback that signaled fair catch. And I guess once the fair catch signal is made, it has to be caught without a return.
Delay a game on your kicking team, running after the fair catch signals. First down, 5-yard penalty.
And Coach Ruffin, even though he has a 30-point lead, he does not seem very happy.
He's coaching, man. He's coaching. It's times like this where you can use these mistakes to continue to teach your ball club for a different situation in a different game.
Miles trying to establish their run game. Jonathan Clark, one of their reserve redshirt freshman running backs from Birmingham, on the carry. Dunaway with the tackle.
Jonathan Clark's happy with this tremendous lead. He and Chris Alexander getting some time to work on their game.
You see the yardage, 221 yards total, only 28 so far this half. Not impressive if you're a Golden Bear fan. Alexander on the keeper. Gets out to about the 36-yard line on the 6-yard gain. Simon with the tackle for Kentucky State.
Good job just now with Chris Alexander and Jonathan Clark keeping the pitch option relationship open, but Alexander deciding to turn it up to get as many yards as possible.
Third down conversion, crucial here. 3rd and 3. For the season, 38%, but tonight they're almost at 50%. Alexander will keep once again trying to get to the yard marker of the 39-yard line, possibly the 40. He gets there. First down for Miles. 4-yard gain. Floyd on the tackle for Kentucky State.
Fake me out just now.
Didn't fake me.
You faked me out just now.
Didn't fake. You got to follow my eyes this time.
I thought Jonathan Clark had the ball like he does now.
Clark eludes one defender, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, may have gained 2 yards on the play. Jones, Anthony Jones, check that, Arkeist Jones with the tackle.
That's the thing about teams that run this read option type of offense between the quarterback and the running backs. If you don't pay attention, you could be following the wrong man.
They're going to give once again to Clark. He's able to get some positive yards. Simon on the tackle for Kentucky State. 3-yard gain brings up another 3rd down situation for the Golden Bears.
Another read option just now between Chris Alexander and Jonathan Clark. This time Clark being blessed with the carry for the game.
Keeper. Alexander throws Outlaw Jr. Reception made, flag thrown. Enough for the first down into Thoroughbred territory. Dunaway right there on the tackle.
There was a lot going on with that play just now. Read option where quarterback pulls the pitch from the running back. As he runs down the line of scrimmage.
Offense, pass interference, number 80, 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
As he ran down the line of scrimmage, he still had the opportunity to pitch the ball if needed, but he found a wide open receiver that pushed off of the DB prior to making the catch.
But he didn't have to push off.
Lonnie,
he's 6'7".
He did not have to push off just now.
Just jump.
He created a little extra separation.
He didn't need any.
Did
just
not
jump.
Did not need it. That's something that the coaches can go back over when the film session comes around.
Lonnie,
you didn't need to do that, son.
3rd and 20 rather than 1st and 10. Alexander getting some pressure. Overthrow, interception. Kentucky State. Dunaway with the interception.
Ed Dunaway, one of the leaders of the defense.
When we come back, we'll see if the Thoroughbreds can add on and cut into this 30-point lead. Miles leads 40-10. You're watching HBCU football on Bounce.
Listen, baby.
Detroit is all about.
Hello, I'm James Verrett along with Ryan Stewart and Doug Stewart. You're watching HBCU football on Bounce here at Albert J. Sloan Stadium in the hamlet of Fairfield, Alabama, right outside of the Iron City of Birmingham. 40-30 is your score, and the Thoroughbreds trying to cut into the 30-point lead of the Golden Bears of Miles College. Tapper, the intended receiver, incomplete, but so far he has been the fastest person we've seen on the field this evening.
And Alex Springs, the quarterback, the last couple of passing plays is just throwing the ball extremely hard, trying to get it out of his hands and down the field to his receivers. too hard in low spots where they can't get to it.
The sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, the signal caller since the second quarter. Give, fakes the give, going to try to pass, getting some pressure, throws, reception made. Good throw and catch to number 16, William Leach Jr. Tackle made by Simmons, 26-yard gain.
Alex Springs just now thought briefly about running that ball down the field until he saw a wide open man in Leach, his receiver.
Let's go down to Doug, who has a little bit more on what's going on the sideline. Doug?
Guys, to add to the conversation on Alex Springs, Thoroughbred interim head coach Josh Dean said he's the best athlete on the team. He's just very raw, as evidenced in the last couple of pass plays. Not enough finesse on the balls, but he believes that he's going to be a vital component to this Thoroughbred team in the coming years. He's just a sophomore. Guys?
Thanks a lot. A transfer in from the College of DuPage out of Illinois. And Springs has shown his athleticism, but right now working on his decision making. You see his numbers, 9 of 17, almost 200 yards, but those 2 interceptions crucial.
He's going to be a good one in the future. Right now he's got to settle down and take a little bit of sauce off of his passes and get the ball up an area where the receivers can get to it.
2nd and 8. Spring.
There you go.
Finds his receiver in Leach Jr. Leach Jr. trying to push his way forward down to about the 10-yard line. Enough for a Thoroughbred first down, 16 yards on the throw and catch.
I like how the Kentucky State Thoroughbreds are continuing to press on and play even though they're down by 30 points. You see Springs right here planting his back foot, pushing off of it to throw the ball and getting it to Leach Jr. in a position where he can secure the catch and move those chains for another first down.
First and goal, ball at the 10.
It makes me wonder if Springs would have came into the ball game a little bit earlier, if things could have been different for the fortunes of the Thoroughbreds.
Well, that would have been less running, more passing, and they were trying to establish the run. Justin Williams gets tripped up, but gets down to about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and you can't play the shoulda, coulda, woulda game when you're dealing with sports. You have to look at what's taking place.
Less than 10 minutes to play here at Homecoming 2013 on the campus of Miles College. A lot of construction going on. And right now, the defense wants to deconstruct this long drive of the Thoroughbreds. Springs looking for a receiver, can't find one, is going to keep it inside the 5 and is brought down. Fumble on the play into the end zone. And it is a touchback, Miles College football.
Got to secure that ball when you're running with it, as the quarterback did just now. Springs got a little loosey-goosey with it as he got closer to the end zone and got pulled from behind by the Golden Bear defense.
Brayshawn Jones covering up the loose ball.
It was a good decision to pull it down and run, but he's holding it like he's holding a loaf of bread.
And you got to keep the bread off the ground if you want to eat it.
You got to keep the bread off the ground. Let the ants get all over it just now.
He let those purple and gold ants gobble it all up. Can't eat that bread.
No, don't want to eat that bread.
1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. Quick give to Floyd Graves. 2-yard gain. And now for Alex Springs. He has had his opportunity. He has displayed that he can play the position. Now they have to fine-tune it.
Have to fine-tune it. Have to polish it up a little bit to make him understand when and when not to force passes the way he's done so far here in the second half.
Graves once again on the carry. Marcus Harris on the tackle for Kentucky State. 1 yard gain brings up a 3rd and long.
Coach Dean talked to us on yesterday about how his team is young and sometimes mentally they allow the penalties to get in the way of them really being a good football team. But he's still excited about their future as the interim coach, hoping to get a full-time job.
I think he's done enough. Taking a team that only had 2 wins last year, they are currently with 4 wins. A tie with a number of other teams for 2nd place in the division. And right now their defense with a huge sack. Number 95, Kenneth Townsend with the sack, the young man from Louisville, Kentucky, a 5-yard loss. And Demetrius Price, the quarterback who dropped back, he will have to go back to the sideline now as it's 4th down.
Kenneth Townsend just beat his man up front and got to the sack, and I'm a little surprised that the Golden Bears are still dropping back to throw the ball at all.
Still trying to find a permanent starting quarterback, working 3 quarterbacks. Lewis will fair catch, let it take a Miles College bounce, and it will be marked dead at about the 39-yard line. 42-yard punt. When we come back, 7 minutes and 17 seconds left. Homecoming 2013 on the campus of Miles College. 10 lead. It's time for the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Precision play of the game, and it came on a block kick. Justin Farrell with the block, and Roderick Holloman will take it the distance. The only time you'll see a Golden Bear outrun a Thoroughbred right here at Miles College. He runs it all the way in for the score. Our Gillette Fusion Pro Glide Precision play of the game, and look at this. 5 touchdowns of 27 yards or more, 5 takeaways. 87-yard block field goal, return for a touchdown, 62-yard punt return for a touchdown, 40 points when your average is 16.8 points a game. This is a career evening.
You only have to win 2 of the 3 phases to win the ball game, but today the Golden Bears dominated in all 3.
Springs trying to avoid being taken down for a sack, cannot do so. Brashawn Jones right there to wrap him up. And this is a stat builder for the Miles College defense.
Knowing that the Thoroughbreds have to score by throwing the ball right now, this is where the Golden Bears defensive front 4, R7, can peel their ears back and rush the passer.
For Miles College, their opportunity to be on national television, they have definitely put on a show.
That's what you want to do.
Dr. French said when he got here, people didn't want to come. Now folks are calling, and I think he'll get a few more calls after this impressive showing from the Golden Bear football team and the rest of the student body who have put on a show here for Homecoming 2013.
And thanks to the wonderful people at Bounce TV, you've seen it from the East Coast all the way to the West.
From San Francisco to New York and all points in between, Bounce TV, TV our way, football our way, and of course, Miles College Homecoming our way. You're looking for barbecue.
Well, I know, James. I mean, don't tell on me, James. The camera's not on me right now, and the folks at home can't see me scouring over the hill, looking at tents to see whose grill is still smoking.
And there's still a number of grills smoking, and Alex Springs is trying to light a fire on this Thoroughbred offense in the last 6 minutes of the game. Trying to find a bubble screen. They do so. Williams does not go far enough to get to the original line of scrimmage. Brashawn Jones on the tackle. Let's go down to Doug Stewart, who has more from the sideline. Doug?
Hey, as a guy that went to an HBCU, I can tell you the game day experience here at Miles College is phenomenal. From the pageantry of homecoming court to the tailgating, the band, the crowd participation, it really has an impression on me as an ultimate HBCU destination. Back to you guys.
And you see the sea of tents. See, there's some smoke back there, Ryan.
I've already marked that spot down.
You've already marked it down.
Yep.
I know you're going to change your nice dress shoes, put on your tennis shoes, and go marching toward a barbecue pit.
Exactly.
3rd down and long. Springs, spin move, nothing doing. Number 94, Jamari Ford with the big play, 8-yard loss. And once again, the stats increase for the purple and gold defense.
It's a little unfair when you know what the situation will be as a defensive lineman, and Ford just now pressed up the field from the defensive end position on the right side and got to the quarterback. Beat his tackle on the outside with a quick little move, tight swim, and gets a sack.
He's hungry for more, just like you're hungry for a little barbecue that the people are tailgating outside of Sloan Alumni Stadium. Lee with the punt, and he's trying to find some room to punt. This one is an end over end, very low. It will take a Kentucky State bounce, and they're asking the guy from Miles to pick it up. Don't scare him away. 47-yard punt, no return. 5 minutes left to play. 40-10 is your score. The Golden Bears all over the Thoroughbreds right here on Bounce.
There are some moments you spend your life preparing for. Not to prove them wrong, but yourself right. So you work harder, drive stronger, and before you know it, you didn't just beat the game.
Who is that? Don't know, but he's going places.
You changed it.
Hey, son, ready for the interview?
I got this.
Introducing the 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota. Let's go places.
You know what they say. No pain, no pain. The Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Precision equipment with less tug, less pull for unrivaled comfort, even on sensitive skin. So you can go get it. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Time. It's our most valued asset, and it becomes more valuable every moment. How we spend our time is incredibly important. Where we spend it speaks volumes. Today, despite having more options than ever, we spend more time with local radio and television than all other media combined. Local radio and television, reaching more people, touching more lives.
Here's a friend of mine.
Today's game is brought to you by Gillette. Sensitive skin demands precision equipment. Fusion Pro Glide is Gillette's #1 razor on sensitive skin. And by Toyota, introducing the all-new 2014 Next Generation Corolla. Toyota, let's go places. And you see one of the 3 buildings being built simultaneously on the campus of Miles College as they try to run out the clock with a 40-10 lead. Graves once again on the carry. Trevon Spencer with the tackle. 5-yard gain for the Golden Bears.
Up by 30 points, less than 5 minutes left in the fourth. They're still going no huddle, trying to press the ball down the throats of the Thoroughbreds.
David Whipple is the 4th quarterback used today by Miles College. When we talked to Coach Ruff and I asked him, how many quarterbacks do you? He said, oh, only 3. I'm like, Coach, we need to know all of them. And Whipple, the 4th person in to get some playing time. Graves on the carry. And he's using those strong legs, able to get enough for the first down, carrying all of the Thoroughbreds on his back. Marcus Harris leading the way on the tackle, 5-yard gain. And they stopped him after a 2-yard gain, but he pushed his way forward for another 3.
Saw a lot of excitement out of Curtis Mack just now, number 71 for the Golden Bears. Excited as an offensive lineman to continue to see his running back move the pile and follow the blocking of his linemen.
And possibly offsides. Whipple, free play, throws incomplete. SIAC, the race for the championship game is heating up. Tuskegee once again unblemished in conference play, does away with Stillman 35-7. Central State with a 2nd victory in a row, defeating Lane 37-34. Morehouse, their troubles continue. Albany State all over them 42-20. Benedict College, one of the up and starting. Clark Atlanta, we saw them defeat Morehouse, but once again their offense goes back into the tank as they lose 24-0.
It's a good win for Benedict.
1st and 5, Graves going to the outside, and he may have gained a half a yard, leading the way, Frank Rogers for Kentucky State. Time is winding down on Homecoming 2013, but the celebration will continue after the game. There are a sea of alumni and fans and family here right outside of Alumni Stadium on the campus of Miles College, enjoying what should be a Miles victory.
Terry Horton, linebacker for the Thoroughbreds, still very active and moving around, talking to his team, trying to keep their heads in the ball game.
Graves, cut back, going beyond midfield, flag on the play, and he's brought down inside the 44-yard line down to about the 42. Eric Rawls on the tackle, 17-yard gain, but this may be coming back.
Golden Bears still doing a good job of opening holes.
On your offense, number 80. 10-yard penalty.
I guess it's easy to open holes when you're holding players.
Once again, Outlaw Jr. He likes to touch people. At the wrong time.
At the wrong time, in front of the referees.
Second down and 8, should have been an easy first down. Whipple in at quarterback, our 4th quarterback of the evening. We've seen the other 3 jockeying for the starting position in David Thomas, Chris Alexander, and Demetrius Price for a short period of time in the 3rd quarter and 4th. And now Whipple whips it out, and it is batted down. Good defensive play by Trevon Spencer. And with the Miles win, they are trying to keep pace with Tuskegee, who is undefeated. Stillman College, Kentucky State both fall back 3-2, 2-2. Lane improves their chances now at 2-2, and Central State, with their 2nd victory in a row, is at 2-4 in conference play in the SIAC Western Division.
We saw that Tuskegee team last week, and that's a real fine-tuned football team when it comes to the fundamentals of the game.
They are a true team, not necessarily one outstanding person, but they are a true team. Lowe did have an outstanding day with over 100 yards rushing for Tuskegee in the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic. And Outlaw Jr., he can touch the ball. Makes a great catch, the 6'7" receiver, showing his athleticism. 16-yard gain, Dunaway on the tackle for Kentucky State. That's when you want to touch the ball.
Listen, he was surrounded by at least 3 defenders just now on that play, but the quarterback put him in a position where all he had to do was use his height and his athleticism to jump above the crowd and get the ball. They could do this every single time as he rolls out to the right, puts the ball in a very high spot for Outlaw Jr. to catch it, and he goes up and secures the catch.
And right now they have a player down. Trevon Spencer is the player down for Kentucky State, and he is up and walking off. Recruiting in the state of Alabama is always tough on the FBS level, but when you get down to Division II, it can be downright nasty. Just in the SIAC conference, Miles College, Stillman, and Tuskegee. And oh, by the way, Division II power North Alabama is right there in Florence, Alabama, and of course, West Alabama right there on the border of Alabama and Georgia.
There's one way it becomes easy to recruit in an area like this, and that's to win ball games. You have to win ball games to get the attention of the players that you're recruiting.
Spencer able to walk off on his own power, and that's good to see with a little bit over 2 minutes left to play here in Homecoming 2013 for Miles College. Graves on the near side, fumble, ball is loose. Kentucky State recovers the loose ball. Dunaway gets the loose ball for the Thoroughbreds. And this defense, even though they're down by 30, still fighting.
Effort to the ball. Once you get to the ball, they're trying to make plays on the ball by clubbing and ripping and punching at the football. Guys staying down the line of scrimmage, and just now, big number 88, you saw him get his hand on the ball, Frank Rogers, and pull it out. Never give up on a play. And the Thoroughbreds, even though they're down by 30, still putting forth every ounce of effort that they've got in their body.
And for Miles, they'll look at it on film, and Mr. Grays, he's going on the headset because somebody's going to tell him something about how he's holding the football. That's just me. I don't know.
You got to hold it high and tight, James. The ball can't be down by your belly button or by your waist. You got to hold it high and tight.
Springs gets to Williams. Williams eludes one defender, stays on his feet, and he is definitely a load to bring down. Not the biggest person, but definitely showing the strong legs.
Never hit the ground, James. Stayed on his feet.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Grays just received word from his offensive coaches upstairs, and I think he knows next time how to hold on to the football.
Yeah. Took the headsets off after getting an earful. You're trying to milk the clock and drain the clock, and you putting the ball on the ground, son. Can't have that.
I think that's how that conversation went.
Probably with a few words of a more forceful choice.
Springs gonna keep it, gets beyond midfield, beyond the 40, nice move, and goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Love the athleticism of the young Alex Springs. Coach Dean talked about the future being very bright because he's one of the most athletic players on the field for the Thoroughbreds.
And with less than a minute to play, this has been an outstanding homecoming experience here at Miles College. And the defense trying to cap it off by holding the Thoroughbreds out of the end zone in the last minute of play. Springs. Alex Springs getting a lot of pressure, trying to find someone, and does in Justin Williams. Williams with a lot of room to run. He eludes one defender, but is knocked down at about the 31-yard line. 5-yard gain after all of that running around.
These guys are going to keep playing until the final whistle. And that's good. I love their effort. They don't have the attitude of someone that's defeated right now.
Less than 30 seconds left to play. Throwing deep, finds a receiver into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky State. 36 yards on the pitch and catch. James Happy on the reception.
James Happy's found himself in the area of quite a few passes today, wide open, unattended. This time he finds his way to get to the end zone.
And with 12 seconds left, Kentucky State, as they say, some people say there's no moral victory in football, but they've got a moral victory in a score.
I agree. I totally agree. 40-17 looks a whole lot better than 40-10. Not much, but it's better.
James Happy having his best outing of the year so far.
Springs just drops back and sees Happy wide open in the middle third of the football field, unattended.
See Happy run, see Happy score. And these players know that this game may have been lost in the first half, but they are happy to know that, hey, as a team,
we fought.
We continue to compete.
We fought. We saw it through, didn't give up, didn't hang our heads, continued to compete. And they made a few plays in the second half.
And now Kentucky State will have to quickly regroup as the juggernaut known as Tuskegee will go to Frankfurt looking to remain undefeated and stay on pace for their second consecutive trip to the SIAC championship game.
Coach Slater and his players line up and try to beat you in the trenches offensively and defensively with their linemen, and he's going to run the ball. That's what he does in Tuskegee.
Miles College cheerleaders. This is a school with just under 2,000 students enrolled, and I can tell you, I would think about half of the students are involved in some form of extracurricular activity.
That's
band, good. Dance team, flag corps, football, other sports that they have on campus. Very active campus. Trying an onside kick high, and it is recovered by Kentucky State. Eric Rawls on the recovery. And now the defense has to go back on the field for Miles College. Eric Rawls, who had 3 interceptions last week against Fort Valley, once again showing that he can do it on special teams, also getting the onside kick.
Very good job. Got the ball at his highest point. A couple of bounces on the ground, and Rawls secured it. Last week you mentioned the 3 interceptions. Coach Dean said he really could have had 5, but he dropped 2. He also had a fumbled return for a touchdown that was called back.
Springs looking to throw, getting pressure, loose ball. Second down, which means that the Thoroughbreds have recovered, and that is ball game. Miles College walks away with a 40-17 homecoming victory. Be sure you join us again Saturday, November 9th, 2 p.m. Eastern, for the HBCU on Bounce, when Albany State battles Fort Valley State in the Fountain City Classic from Columbus, Georgia. Coming up next, Bounce TV, game 2 of our doubleheader, Bowie State versus Virginia State. So for Ryan Stewart, Doug Stewart, this is James Verrett saying goodbye from Fairfield, Alabama, where Miles College wins 40-17.